Pro at 8 p.m. Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern on time, the 12th of July, which means Xbox Nation time. And we are here. We're doing it live, and we have a fantastic cast. I got the regular people back again. Yeah, I'm just including Mooch in that because just face it, he's never going anywhere. He's here.
What a contract I signed, huh?
I know, right?
Nice.
I mean, it is what it is, man. Like Mooch is he's just Mooch and Crap and Mooch. It's like Lennon McCartney, so people got to deal with it. And anyway, yeah, thank you guys for joining us. There's a lot of cool stuff to talk about today. Really appreciate everybody stopping by and spending your Wednesday with us. I will introduce. Let's see who I'll introduce here first. I'll introduce. Hellhammer. Woo! What's up, Hellhammer?
Not much. Just not reading the topics.
Oh yeah, I mean, I would not expect anything more. This bitch, right? He comes to me and he's like, because I was telling him, I was like, yeah, I haven't really been gaming much this week. You know, I've just been watching some TV, catching up on some movies and TV and stuff. And he's like, yeah, he goes, I haven't been playing much Xbox either, mostly just PS4. Living that Horizon Zero Dawn life. I was playing some Nier Automata, some of this, some of that. And I'm like,
I play a Nier on PC, not PS4.
I'm like, bitch, I don't even believe, first of all, that you're playing that game. Second of all, I don't believe that you're playing Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I don't either. I call bluff on that.
Yeah,
I am.
Oh yeah. What part are you up to? Some random side quest? That's what he's gonna say.
Are you on the part? Are you on the part where you pick up somebody's toupee for a bag of Funyuns?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
exactly. See, Hellhammer is full of shit, man. That's one thing you got to know about Hellhammer is you got to call him out when he's full of shit, and then he'll just kind of. Although I will say that he is good at. He's been playing the hell out of that Crash Bandicoot collection. So I'm glad that he enjoys that shit. You can hear him because he's like, fuck, I swear.
Another hole.
It's like 90s game design is killing me.
It's so bad. I was too young because Hellhammer was like fucking 3 when that shit came out. So yeah, he's although he loves the games or whatever, but at the same time the games don't love him because he sucks at platformers.
I'm better at platformers than you. I beat the first one.
I call bull. Well, okay, the first one's fucking impossible. I'm just gonna throw that out.
Yeah, you haven't even beat any of them yet.
The second and third ones are much easier.
Second and third ones. Any of them?
Yeah, the second and third ones.
Yeah, you haven't beat
not the first.
He's doing it again, Crap.
I know.
This is like Family Feud.
Oh yeah. You're right. Sorry. Yeah.
Welcome to the feud.
We've got. No, that's Hellhammer fucking trying to get at me. Fuck him. We've got Dealer Gaming. What's up, Dealer?
Not much, man. You're right. Hellhammer's full of shit. Get this man a squatty potty real quick. So, we got really good topics tonight. I exposed myself. I didn't read them, but I know about what's going on, and I'm looking forward to what I think's gonna happen on the show. So should be some good shit.
Yeah, it's always a good time. And we've got Nukem. And he's always good for something. Yeah. What's up?
I am fucking good and ready to go, man. Every time I hear the word Nier, I keep thinking about Grover from Sesame Street. Nier? Nier? No, it should be a great show. Lots of topics. Can't wait to get into it, man. I'm feeling the vibe. Yes, indeed. Saw that Xbox One X up close and personal last week, which is fucking cool. Yeah, I can't wait to talk with the topics, man. It's a great panel. Ready to go.
Yeah. It's like, well, seeing the Xbox One X in person is probably like a life-changing experience, right? Like, obviously.
Well, unfortunately, they didn't have it hooked up to an actual television and were running any demos, and that might be because the system hasn't passed all of its FCC approvals. I don't know, but they at least had it in the store, could physically touch it, look at it, compare the size of it, that sort of thing, and it was pretty sweet. Just to be that close to this console was pretty awesome.
Yeah, was there like a light shining around it? Like, it
was pretty much a halo, man. I'm pretty sure Jesus came across and it was like, this is the box.
Now, how many of you really think it actually? Well, I don't think it had any. I think, to be honest, I think it was just a prop. I think it was just plastic painted the way it was supposed to look.
It could be. I mean, look, I hope that Microsoft splurges a little bit. I don't know. Send out some fucking 1Xs for displays so that people can see these things instead of
even if it's a prop, do the display like you're saying, Crap. There's no way the one that Noof saw. I can't see that being an actual unit.
Microsoft is up to send it out demo units to people.
Well, hey, they've got to send out something. Look at you go in the Walmart or whatever, and they still have got the fucking demo units from the original, and it's that half a unit. That's not even a real unit, and it's like advertising Forza Horizon 2 on there. So we definitely need something other than that, in my opinion. Anyway. Oh, my last introduction, man. We got Mooch.
Yes,
What's up, bro?
Without the oops.
Without the oops.
Absolutely. I'm glad as you did my intro. I think we just heard somebody kick on a fan that's ludicrous speed.
Yeah.
So it's always nothing like an
It's
intro
new.
like that. Of course it's new. It's those,
What? I got no fans
those
going on.
fun-loving Canadians.
No fans in here today.
Those
No, well, you know,
I
that was,
shut that shit down.
you know, well, it was funny because I was listening to the console corner stuff, and then like Noof was fucking doing that heavy breathing thing where the mic was up his nostril.
Yeah.
And I was like, who is that? And I'm like, it's fucking Noof, you know, like,
Hey guys.
hey.
You know what I've always said. Listen, guys, if you're and this isn't a noof, this is to a lot of folks. If you're podcasting, for $100, you can get the microphone that's in front of you. Like, like if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch like Private Parts with Howard Stern, WNBC. but you got to, you know what I mean? Because if you're wearing a headset that you play games with when you're doing this, it's not new for anyone's problem. It's not his fault. Like the thing goes right into your mouth. And then when you're breathing heavier, you take a sip of water during a podcast, everybody gets to hear that refreshment go down slowly. So, but no, crap, great night tonight. I purposefully don't read your topics because I like to think of this as not a podcast, but a game show. I like it when you actually say the topic. I like to see how many points I can get without knowing anything beforehand.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I do too. Yeah.
That's a good way to look at it. I'm going to dive right in. Okay. So people are wondering what's taking so long with Xbox One pre-orders or the Xbox One X pre-orders. People are freaking out. Now there's rumors going around on GAF and stuff like that maybe there's a delay coming. And, what's
stupid.
Yeah. First of all, I want to say that that's a ridiculous rumor. Second of all, me and Mooch were talking about this yesterday because for those not in the know, we had to pre-record M&C Mornings for Sunday, which it'll go live on Sunday still on Mooch's channel. Yes. But one of the things that we talked about was how the PS4 Pro wasn't actually up for pre-order until I think something like 4 or 6 weeks before it came out.
That's right.
So it's not really unheard of. People are kind of freaking out right now.
Not just that, but you have to have the IOU in your hand 16 weeks before it comes out.
People think there's going to be a run on these things or something.
Well, listen, if there's a run on them, that's just great. Maybe Microsoft did pick something up from the Nintendo camp. Here's how you do it. You put out 2 million and you go, oops, we're all out of them. Meanwhile, there's a shit ton of them in Alabama. Listen, the whole thing is this. It's all about supply and demand, folks. I don't think that's the type of company Microsoft is. You know them. There's never been a shortage on anything that they've ever put out as far as hardware that I'm aware of. If I'm wrong, I stand corrected. However, this is not a big deal. If after Gamescom, the pre-order becomes available, so what? That means you will have the pre-order in hand, which is actually nothing, I might add. It's nothing in hand. You have nothing for 8 weeks. So you'll have nothing in your hand for 8 weeks, and people are pissed off that they've got nothing in their hand for 16 weeks. A pre-order is nothing more than a satisfactory note or a notch on the belt for Microsoft, not for you, the consumer.
I like South Park's explanation of what a pre-order is. A pre-order is a dick in the mouth. That's basically it. You don't get it doesn't really mean much. I understand it's a console and stuff like that. People want to pre-order it. But look, Microsoft knows what they're doing. I'm going to assume they're multi-$100 billion company and plans in place. And I'm not sure exactly what the deal is, but I saw Jez Gordon tweet out some stuff that maybe they're working on special ones or special edition ones or something along those lines. I don't really know. Who really knows? But I do know that Microsoft isn't going to screw anybody over. It doesn't make sense. I can understand if this were a new generation, you'd want to get those pre-orders out as soon as possible. But this is just another one of those consoles. I'm not sure it's an FCC thing anymore at this point because I've seen numerous articles and interviews with people like Albert Pinello. And they've said they're working on things behind the scenes. They're trying to it looks like they're getting some trading things going with some of these retailers, which would be really key to getting this thing to take off. So obviously there's that. And there's also Gamescom, which is August 22nd. Yeah. And they said that they're going to have more information on pre-orders later this summer, which August 22nd would be later this summer. Mm-hmm. And if you did it then, let's say they want to show it off at that crowd for the European audience, then they're going to go, hey, now everybody worldwide, can feel free to pre-order this thing, you know, which is much better than they did with the original Xbox One launch, which was only 13 territories.
You know what
Remember?
I think they're doing crap is, you know, Phil Spencer was talking not long ago, and he said he wanted to show people the difference, right, between Xbox One S and PS4 and Xbox One X. And yes, there will be a difference. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to show that off at Gamescom, comparing old games to new versions of games running on X1X. And they're waiting for that comparison to kind of unleash the pre-orders, because that's what's going to get people hyped. You know what I'm saying? You see Ark Survival Evolved at 720p, 22 frames per second, and then they're going to show 1080 60 ultra settings. That's a substantial, gigantic leap in quality there. If they show that side by side, boom, people understand. You know, so that's what I think they're waiting on. Gamescom is important, and we'll have to see. But, you know, the negativity from Gaff, are you surprised? You know, like you said, the Pro was like 4 to 6 weeks before the Pro came out for you could pre-order the thing. It makes perfect sense, you know?
Yeah, it's not a big deal at all. Unless pre-orders don't come up within, like, say it gets down to like the month before, like October or something, and they still don't have the things up for pre-order, then I'd kind of worry a little bit. But at this point, it's like,
I think people are just excited. They want this thing so bad that even they're just knowing they have money down on it.
I think, and
hype up with them.
I said this about 3 weeks ago. I'll say it again, and I'll say it again 3 weeks from now. This is only doing things. This is doing wonders for the Xbox One X, because now people are like, the dealer just said it. People want this thing. Okay, and now people want it because they can't get it. Now they can't even pretend to put their hand up and be like, I want it. They take that away from you. They're like, okay, when can I actually stand up and preach that I want this thing? I want to pre-order it. So the point of the matter is this is something that Microsoft knows. They know basically what they're going to sell day one. They already know. They have a roundabout number. This isn't the first time. They can see what Sony did. They're probably going to do a little bit better than Sony with the Pro in the mid-generation. But this is totally not a big deal. So anybody on Twitter, anybody writing stuff, just realize that's just people blowing smoke up your ass, and it's all just fake. It's nonsense.
Some bullshit.
Don't worry about it. I'm willing to put my money that as soon as Gamescom is done, they're going to have all the details locked in. I think they're just going through the distribution channels right now, making sure that all the retailers are fully informed of what this system is, what it does, how it competes with the current status of hardware, and where it kind of fits into that, that retail demographic, that sort of thing. So, they want to do this right. It's got to be a smooth launch for them. And I think it'll come in due time. And like Mooch is saying, like, it doesn't matter. It might start to worry about it if the pre-orders are like 3 weeks before launch, but it's going to come, and no matter if you bought it today, you could pay the whole thing off. You can't play it, so it really makes no difference. I get where people are excited. Hell, I'm excited. Heck, I would have pre-ordered the whole bloody thing that day I walked into the Microsoft store, but you couldn't do it, so it is what it is. Or maybe Microsoft ultimately went out and bought up all the sticker factories, and that's why the PlayStation 4 Pro is plain white this time.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make Saji Bot, who's in the chat, very happy. When I walk out with my Xbox One, I'm going to have an Xbox One X. I'm going to have an OLED TV. I'm going all out. I'm going to need a couple people to help me carry this shit to the car.
Jesus, virtual orgasm.
Yes, sir. But no, in all honesty, it is what it is. Oh, absolutely. Why are we
man.
Come on, crap. Get out of here.
You got to be careful with the OLEDs. They might not be quite ready this year.
Well, they said that last year.
Yeah, and it was definitely true last year.
Well, I don't know. I got a lot of people playing them, and they're swearing.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not playable. I'm just saying in terms of input latency and all that stuff.
Well, they got the C7 right now by LG is at 21. What is it? Microseconds? Milliseconds. I mean, that's like
not too bad.
No, yeah. I think anything floating around 20 is fantastic.
Don't try and talk him out of it, dealer, because that's what happened last year.
I've already given this TV.
Last year, I was already at the fucking register, and Tim Dog's like, "Don't do it." I'm like, "What the hell? How did my phone actually talk to me?"
21 milliseconds. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Well, compared to monitors, Hellhammer, it's kind of high, but for your average display, it's pretty decent.
You have to remember how many games on the monitor.
Even for a legitimate, like, decent TV, though, it's only like 12.
No.
What TV are you buying?
Most
average is like around 18 to 20. The new TCL, which is that new badass $600 one from TCL, not gimped at all, full HDR, 4K 60, everything. That's 15 milliseconds. That's
and that's
pretty
LED,
low.
but that's what is it? That's
It's LED. It doesn't
LED,
have perfect blacks like an OLED or anything, but you get what you pay for. You know.
Yeah, but I mean, who's actually counting the MS on that? You know what I mean? Like,
you're not going to count it, but you'll feel it. That's my point. You know, you got to use game mode in those TVs.
You think?
You know
You really think so? Yeah, I mean,
I know so.
There's Saji saying, "Mooch, who cares? Get the OLED."
Yeah.
I'm with Saji on that. Like, it's more about the visuals.
Well, 21 milliseconds isn't that bad, bro. So I mean, you're in the safe zone. So keep that bitch in game mode when you play, and you'll be fine.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think it's going to be good. Like, I've been actually, a lot of people have been asking me about that TCL dealer. Like, I know you and D are. I might pick that one up as well, just to to kind of, it's bigger than
it's
the one
game changing, man.
Yeah, so I mean, but it's cool because that is a perfect one. Like, somebody should send that to Ryan McCaffrey. You know what I mean? I actually see him tweeting out about 4K TVs now. You know he's gonna get one.
And then next to the 4K tweet, I don't got the money for this $600 TV, but which $80,000 Tesla should I get?
let me do my Tesla thing here, my podcast about Teslas or whatever, and then
or DeLoreans. It's always some weird shit no one cares about.
Yeah, and then bitch a little bit more about how I can't afford a 4K TV, but I live in San Francisco, and whatever. I mean, whatever. That guy, he can do whatever he wants. So it was we had an awesome. Somebody asked me and Mooch an awesome question yesterday. I'm gonna ruin it. They go, "Hey, Mooch and Crap, if you guys could take over IGN Podcast Unlocked, what would be the first thing you guys would do?" And we'd be like, we'd fire everybody except for Dustin. He'd be the guy that could get our coffee and shit, and like be our yes man in the corner. Like, what I mean?
He's a flip flopper though. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, he is. But that's why he could be the intern at first, and then he could work his way up. You know what I mean? Like,
well, you got to give the guy credit, because Dealer's right. I mean, he did flip flop, but at least he's sensible to know when to do it. You don't have these other guys that are sitting there like Marty Sleeve is like 4K.
These idiots, they just don't know what's coming their way. That's fine.
Mean, it is what it is.
I don't understand how anybody could.
It's the evolution, right?
Wait.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Hey, I agree 100%. You know what I've been getting a lot lately? I don't get. I'm just gonna bitch about this for a second. So I tweet out, "Hey, join us for this or whatever." I got 3 motherfuckers like, "Nah, I'm okay" or whatever, or "I would, but Mooch has me blocked," or "Nah, I'm not gonna watch that trash. You guys are fanboys." Like, who the fuck? First of all, you have to follow me on Twitter to see me tweet this out, right? So I got you right there. First of all, you're a fucking punk if you follow me and then say no. Second of all, you don't go into a goddamn restaurant and go, "Hey, you know what? I'm not going to eat here because you guys suck."
Yeah.
Because that makes no sense. It makes you look like a fucking dildo. So you got a bunch of dildos on Twitter out there going, "Hey, no thanks, I'm good." So hey, go fuck yourself, guys, man. Fuck.
That's great.
Go fuck yourself,
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Hey, I'm TC Fields. See? Yeah, so anyway, I just to me, it just fucking, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Pisses me off, too. So, anybody concerned about Xbox One X and pre-orders and stuff like that, I wanted to point that out, that the PS4 Pro also didn't go up for pre-order until, I believe, 4 or 6 weeks before it released. So chill the fuck out, because everything's going to be okay. I promise. You're going to be able to pre-order it in due time. They want to show shit off. We haven't really seen some comparisons yet. We've seen some games running on it, obviously, but we're going to see a lot more, and I think they want to show it to the broader audience at Gamescom. And there could be some surprises there, too. What's up?
Our good friend Arnold, he would say it like this: "Chill out, dickwad."
Yeah, chill. Everybody chill. Yes, I agree.
Coming, I swear it. It'll be here soon. The most powerful console ever. You'll have hemorrhoids just looking at it. Do it.
What if you already have hemorrhoids? Would you have like super hemorrhoids?
You will bust your hemorrhoids.
Oh my god!
I've got that problem, man. I got some of those, man. I got some
hemorrhoids. What else?
Yeah, I know, man.
You got some psoriasis too.
Maybe shit, man. I don't know, man.
Get out of Florida.
I'm looking. That's Mooch's expand. Fucking answer everything.
Yeah.
Get out of Florida.
Imagine if I was a doctor.
Get out of Florida.
Yeah. What are you dying of, bro? Oh, you got something? All right, get out of Florida. Get out of there.
Hell out of Florida. What the?
I think Florida's. You know what it is? Maybe it's too much exposure to heat. You need to change the seasons.
Well, yeah, you're probably right. It does get hot as fuck about now.
Down there. I mean, it's hot as hell in New York right now. We're in a heat wave right now, but at the same time, believe me, in 3 days we'll be shoveling. It's I don't know. I just think it's better for you to go through the seasons. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, I mean, well, we get 2 seasons. I mean,
Hotter.
Well, yeah, we get hot and less
rain
hot.
and hot.
Yeah,
Rain and hot. Yeah.
rain and hot. So yeah,
I don't
we
think
get
the
those two.
geese flock over there either. It's just old people that flock there, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, it is. But hey, the good news, the gout is starting to go away, so that's good.
Right.
No, that's good. That's good.
Well, you know, it's interesting. Not to gross everybody out, but what happens is my knuckle swells up, right? And then when it starts to go away, the skin peels off around that finger because it stays swollen up for a while. And then once it goes back down to normal size, that you have too much skin there, so it starts peeling off like a snake. Kind of gross, but fuck it. Anyway, so Microsoft. I did a video about this, but I really wanted to get everybody's.
Hey, just so you guys know, I got a snake finger and the skin peels off and shit.
It does, man. I was sitting there peeling this shit off today. I'm like, this is kind of gross, man. I got a bunch of it's like a whole fucking snake skin.
Xbox Nation Crapgamer Health Problems Edition.
Yeah. Man, yeah. So Microsoft, I did a video about this today. It was kind of funny. Microsoft compared the Xbox One X. They say it's the first console to be considered a premium PC experience, and a lot of people flip out about this, right? Like I'll never understand that, because if you're like a hardcore PC guy that's invested thousands, you're good. You're not going to switch. It's fine. It's not hurting your feelings. If you're a PS4 guy, and you want the best, then yeah, you're going to have to buy an Xbox One X for that best experience. And that's just the way it is. Yeah. But for people to kind of damage control the way that they're doing it and saying, like, coming up with all kinds of bullshit reasons why it's not good, like, to me, seeing people complain about the One X is asinine. And I know that's kind of my thing. I say asinine a lot, but it is asinine. You got dildos out there complaining about, something that is really helping the industry. And as far as I'm concerned, developers are asking for this. Obviously, easier to develop for, more power. So let's hear your guys' thoughts on this. Anybody?
It gets really bad crap when these same guys that are complaining bought the Pro. So
yeah.
Once again, you can't possibly complain about this thing if you bought a Pro. That's just the facts. Yeah. Now, when Microsoft tell you it's a premium PC experience, yes, in terms of visuals, in terms of graphics, resolution, fidelity, yes, it is. In terms of frame rate, no, because on a premium PC, I can do 60 on every single game I want, and you can't do that. So that's when they say it's $1,000 or equivalent to $1,000 or $1,500 PC, I say no, that's bullshit, because unless I'm getting 60 on every game like I want, then it's just not the case. But like I said, in terms of the visuals, very premium experience compared to other
something
consoles.
Happened about a year and a half ago that should never have happened. I said it 3 years ago. I don't understand how this has happened. And I mean, Dealer, you're going to really know what I'm talking about here. There should not be PC talk in a console world. I don't understand that. I'll never get that. Like, I give this example to Crap many, many times. Pizzerias don't consider themselves in competition with a 5-star Italian restaurant. Five Guys Burgers in New York doesn't compare themselves with a steakhouse. And the problem I have here is the reason we're all console gamers is we like the simplicity. The simplicity of putting the game in or buying the digital download now, just playing it, not worrying about if our drivers are up to date or if my motherboard's cooled enough or blah, blah, blah. Is my case bigger than your case? And, people don't get this. I'm going to say it loud and clear. We don't care. That's why we're console gamers. We don't care. I blame Microsoft for part of this. Stop bringing the PC stuff into it. It's a whole nother ball game.
People do care, though, Mooch.
No, console gamers don't care. PC gamers care.
Console gamers do care. That's why they bought next generation.
We don't care what PC people are doing.
I mean, we don't care
what
about
PC
the
people
evolution.
are doing.
But I'm just saying, I mean, that's one of the reasons we bought a next-gen console, because we want better visuals. And how do you understand what you're getting with the X? You've got to look at the PC space. So I understand why people look at it. I think that visually it's going to be on the level of a premium PC, certainly on the level of what I've got here at home. And that's great for $500. You can't beat it. I saw some dick face today say that you could get a 4K 60 frames. He's got a 4K 60 frames PC for $450. The graphics card alone, you're looking at $450 for anything like that.
Don't get me wrong. With Dealer's saying, I'm not going to sit here and say that he's actually wrong. I know where he's coming from. And actually, Dealer, believe it or not, usually you give the more complicated answer, which is intriguing. But in this case, that's the safe answer. But let me put it this way, okay? Helicopter technology, and I'm not joking, is way ahead. It is way the fuck ahead than automobiles, right? But when I'm looking for the next automobile when my lease is up, I'm not looking at the Apache. Okay. So my point being is that I don't give a shit what is coming, because what you guys are doing in the PC world is like 5, 6, 7, 10 years ahead of where consoles are. You guys
anymore. That's the point.
It will be in 24 months.
I mean,
yes, it will. It'll jump again.
It's
Listen,
not moving that fast.
It's only a 2x boost to the top.
Yeah, but you guys are listen. You guys are again playing to the situation and being very kind. That's fine, but hear me out real quick. I can guarantee you, if I pound my fist and say something about the X really crazy, a little nuts, you'll be like, "Come on, Mooch, get out of here! I can run my PC games at 120 frames, bro." You know what I mean? Like, so like my whole point is you guys are going to go to the nth degree. Every time I go up a stage, you'll go up a stage. Then if I go up one more, you'll be like, I'll go up one more. I can spend $2,000. You know, it's like, so my point is that like PC,
I mean, I already spent $2,000 to get the performance of the box.
Exactly. So what I'm saying, but and don't get me wrong, but dealer, there's people who've spent $5,000. I know people who've spent $4,500 recently on this mega computer, and that's great. They love their PC. This is not a bash. It's not a bash. All I'm saying is, something happened a year and a half ago, and I don't understand why all of a sudden we're blending the conversations way too close. Dealer, even if you're right, the way we're blending console and PC talk right now is way too much. You know what I mean? You know, it's just too money. It's too close.
I mean, you have to be more specific, because when you're talking about graphics features and what you're getting and how much money you're paying for this compared to what you need to pay to get this experience somewhere else, I don't think we are.
We right now, you have to understand something. What do people always say? Apples to apples and oranges to apples. You have to be fair here. $500 for the premium performance we're getting. The opponent is the PS4 Pro currently, not the $10,000 PC you can build. Because PC is question mark. There isn't just one PC above Xbox One X.
I didn't understand where you're coming from here, because I didn't think anyone here was like saying, yeah, like versus PC, PC's better, because we all know that PC is gonna. It has no glass ceiling.
Right.
You can coat your case of gold, and make it a $100,000 PC if you want. Yes. There is no ceiling. So, but
and that's the argument.
Definitively, there is no argument. Yeah, it's
correct.
Destroy everything.
And that's my point, dealer, because that's what I'm saying. We're blending this. We're taking two different sized doughs and making this wacky concoction pizza. And we're like, look, it's all gaming. No, it's not.
Well,
no, it's not. It's two different consumers.
People have been compared to PC and that kind of stuff, and it really stems back a lot with the whole master race thing, because their whole thing is
that's fine though.
Platform and whatever, blah blah blah. So like that's the reason. That's why the comparisons happen. It's really just because
the comparisons happen because you've got Microsoft executives on Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays playing on their fucking Windows 10, and then on Tuesdays and Thursdays they're playing on their Xbox Ones. They're like, look, it's the same. It's not. Stop it.
People care about visuals more than ever. You know, I think that's something we can all agree on, right?
Yeah.
People do give a fuck, and Microsoft have all these analytics and data. They know they've been losing consumers to the PC. That's a fact. And that's the same reason the Sony president was quoted as coming out with the PS4 Pro to stop people from going back to PC after PS4 buzz died down. So, you know, unlike that, though, this is a leap in so many more ways. I think it'll satisfy more customers.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, right? Like when both consoles came out, they were both decent, but when both the OG Xbox One and PS4 came out, they were both kind of lackluster power-wise, honestly.
That's fine, but Hellhammer, again, that's fine. I'm not. No one's arguing with everything you guys are saying is factual, but you got to go back to when the PS2 and the Xbox were out there, okay? And there was still PCs way outperforming them, and like it was a big deal.
There wasn't. In the consumer marketplace, no, there wasn't it wasn't like it is today.
Well, the games were different back then, but you know, people would still argue. And now it's just times 10 or times 100. What I'm saying is I'm not disagreeing with the PC guys. Yes, what I've always said to people that come in the chat that are PC guys and they're like, we're better than you. We have better shit than you. I'm like, yeah, we got it. Now go somewhere else.
Maybe.
You know
I mean, listen, that's the thing.
GTX 980 Ti now.
Crap, they're putting out, listen, there's people putting up 8K screens. They're paying a lot of money, and they're running their games at 120 frames. We're not getting that for like a decade in the console space.
Yeah, look at Top Cupcake, for example, right? He's got, what, 2 Titans or something in his thing?
Yeah, it's good.
You know what I mean? Like, but he said that he spent, like, what, $5,000 on his PC.
Something like that, maybe 4,000, something like that.
Yeah, that's not going to be something that everybody's going to want to do. I get this a lot, right? People go, crap, why do you hate PC? I don't hate PC. It's just not my thing, right? If people want to play on that, that's fine. For me personally, I don't like it. Like Hellhammer knows, like I've played. It's not like I've never played on it.
Right.
You know, I have. I'm much more of a console guy, just kind of chill. Just I'm a more social experience for me is on the console side, and that's what it would be all about.
Right.
Now I do like graphics as well. So for me, the One X is the perfect thing because I'm going to get a better graphical experience than a lot of PC dudes.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, we can agree on that, right? I mean, that's just according to the Steam survey and stuff like that. Graphically, we're getting high to better settings on pretty much every game. And we're getting like the 4K textures and assets or whatever you guys want to consider it. But at the same time, I still get that ease of use. I can hop in a party chat with you guys or whatever. That I love that. You know what I mean? I don't know the whole PC thing. Like Dealer, Hellhammer, you guys play PC. When your friends are on, do you hop in a chat with them on PC? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, good question.
I don't really even play PC. I bought it to understand it. Like I said, I bought it because I was tired of waiting for the Xbox One to come out. And this was like 2011, 2012 when I got into this. And I just learned it, upgraded the cards to figure out what Xbox One X could do. And I don't really play it. Like the last game I beat on PC was at least a year ago.
Yeah, I mean, I think. Oh, go ahead, Hellhammer. Go ahead.
I would say that for me personally, like I know a lot of people who play on PC, but it's never like an invite or anything like that, like it is on Xbox. It's more of like a
right.
And let's all get together and play this game at this time kind of thing. It's like a pre-planned kind of thing on PC. More so
that's my biggest issue, Hellhammer. That's my biggest issue is I get on,
but Xbox. I don't play multiplayer games on PC. That's the difference, right? Like I play PC for the single player stuff. I play stuff so I can play like say. The whole reason that I built this rig was actually to play The Witcher on Ultra.
Mm-hmm.
That was legitimately the only fucking reason I built
that. Hell of a rig, you need to do that.
Yeah. Absolutely, and I think that's justified. But and like I said, I never criticize somebody for building a PC. That's fine. But again, I think that you have to look at the console gamer is the person that was playing back in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. We were playing couch co-op when it actually meant you had to sit on a couch. Okay. Now we're excited because we're like, wow, I don't actually have to ask my friend in Nebraska to come over and play fucking soccer cards. We can do it across states. Okay. But we like the social aspect. You don't believe me? Go on your Xbox One right now. Look at how many people are on home right now or TV, but they still have the little icon that says party and they're talking to people. And that's what I enjoy. I enjoy the games, the social aspect, the features, the whole nine that comes on console. And you don't get that with PC. People are like,
that's something I never see PC catching up, Mooch. I never see PC.
Right. No, because it's too wide of a
experience. You know, it just it will never be as curated. It will never even the follower system on Xbox. It's its own social media. You've got your own activity feed. I mean, it's really cool. And like you said, people are constantly talking, communicating, comparing achievements. It's its own community. It's really.
I'm constantly getting like I like the social aspect. You put something up there, then everybody comments on it and whatnot. I usually get "fuck you" or whatever. You know what I mean? It's all good. You know? Like,
the PC Crapgamer.
PC power and PC upgradability, guys, is only limited personally by somebody's wallet. I mean, if you've got the money to spend, you can always be ahead of the curve and have the very best machine on the freaking market. And no console will ever compete with that. I mean, even the Xbox One X, it'll be comparable to a high-end PC for or some of the high-end PCs for how long, essentially? I mean, next year there's going to be another group of PCs and there's going to be another graphics card. And that's the part that always turned me off for PCs. Like, I get why people play them and I respect that totally, but I remember when I was younger I bought a PC for gaming at the time, and I remember going into stores and basically having a grocery list of fucking requirements that I needed to have to play such a game and this game and this game, and it was annoying to come home and constantly have to cross-check your references. Do I have enough RAM? Do I have the right graphics card? Do I have a processor that's powerful enough? How many friggin' patches and updates and mods and everything else do I need to download at the start? I don't want to watch and sit there. I watched PC guys one time before doing videos on YouTube, and the guy's like playing a game and he's sitting there for the first 10 minutes and he's going through all like 50 fucking sliders. Like, I'm going to do the textures and the bit bump mapping and this, that,
so you don't have to do all that.
Yeah, you don't have to do all that. Like, here's the thing, right? Like, PC is matured enough now that, like, honestly, like, you can build a system and
much more scalable than it used to be.
Yeah, you install the game, start it up, and I'll say 9 times out of 10, maybe 8 times out of 10, the game will start up with the optimal settings and run fine. If you're just wanting to this game casually, not worry about it, whatever. Now, I will say though that the majority of PC gamers that I know, it's either two lines of people, right? It's either the people who are cheaping out on their system, and by that I mean they already own a desktop that they bought somewhere, and they're just slapping in a graphics card and a power supply and calling it a day, playing whatever sentence they can get on
Old school crap gamer PC gaming.
Yeah,
My e-machine up and running, folks.
yeah. Or they're the people who are like hardcore into it. They'll sit there and build and tune all their stuff and like custom this and that or whatever.
For me, and this is something that we have to kind of talk about for a minute. See, people always complain about the console prices. See, for me, it's not the money. I can go build a rig tomorrow. And I can even show the specs to the dealer. He'd be like, oh, shit, Mooch, that's fucking crazy. Like, I'm not going to do it because it's not the social experience and gaming experience that I prefer. And that's why I have no problem with what they're doing now. I like that every 3.5 years we get an upgrade. That means I get to take my existing box, walk in, go, here you go, Mr. GameStop employee with too much flair on. Hi, I'd like to see if I can get $200 for this thing. And out of a $500 box, pay $300 out of pocket every 3 years. That's $100 a year, people. Like literally, go get two orders of hot wings and 3 pictures of beer. You're at $85, bro, in New York. Okay, like don't tell me that that's a lot of money.
Hey, better than ever now. You've got everything comes with you from now on, right?
Yes, it's forward backward compatible.
It's even better. And this is what I used to say because I've had to talk to PC guys a lot on my channel. You know, you'd always get some little dick-faced troll make a video about you because you said something to hurt their feelings regarding PC. And what I'd always say is you're not special. Don't believe what your mommy told you. You don't have any more money than anyone else. You don't know more than anyone else. You just prefer PC.
Right.
Just like, you know, I or many other people prefer console. That's just the bottom line.
Right.
You got your preference.
Right.
I got a euphemism for you. High-end PCs are like people that pay for boob jobs. Of course you got the biggest tits in the room. You paid for them.
Yahtzee. I missed the
boob jobs, man.
I missed the ba-dum-bum. No, but realistically, a dealer makes a good point. Noof's joke even makes a good point. I have no problem if you're a PC fan. That's fine. Yeah. My thing is you're in the wrong room. You're in the wrong discussion. We're not talking about that. You know, I mean, it's the same thing like right now. I don't care where you are in your money tree, your money level. If you're going to buy a Chevy, you don't want to talk to someone buying a Benz. And someone who's buying a Benz doesn't want to talk to somebody who's buying an Aston Martin. I mean, you're in another world. We're not talking to you. You know, it's fine. You can always keep going up in that certain category. You have to stick within your realm. Do you ever notice that Ford and Chevy people are like, fuck you? No, fuck you. You know what I mean? And it's like, because they're in the same level. Sony and Microsoft, fuck yourself, fuck you. All right. All of a sudden, the PC guy's like, no, fuck both of you guys. I'm like, who the fuck, who let you in?
Then you got people like me. It's like, hey, I'm not really a Chevy guy, but I respect it. You put down the lap times, and you got
here comes dealer, the hybrid, you know, and it's like, here comes the hybrid. He's like, I'm at a red light, and I don't even make a noise.
You respect the competition, you know?
You know, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, there's nothing wrong. There's someone in the chat was like, hey, play with what you want to play on, and that's right. But all I'm saying is you can't come in here and start, like, I like the simplicity. I like the way that things are going with console. I like the social, and I like the features. And I like how they've made it, like our phones, as the entertainment box for your living room. And that's what I like about it. And I can't get that with PC. And the other thing with PC is most people who have their PC have it on a desk. I have to speak for about 85% of America that works at a desk. I certainly don't want to come home and play at a desk. I don't want to do that. And then people say to me, they're like, well, hook up your PC to your television set. No. What? No.
I have mine right next to my Xbox, and I run it to HDMI too. So there are people that do that, but there are also
it's not an option for me though. But like,
it's not an option for a lot of people, crap, because nowadays there's the 4K monitors. But if you go back a year ago when people were saying that, I'm like, why am I going to spend $2,000 or $2,500 on a rig and hooking it up to a 1080p TV? It's stupid.
Yeah, I understand that. Like for me, and again, I didn't really play that much PC to begin with, but I remember we experimented with doing some MMOs and stuff. But it was like we had to get on Xbox Live. I remember to communicate. It was just like such a hassle. You know what I mean? Like I
used to do that on PS3.
Yeah,
boot up the party. We're gonna play some Killzone.
Well, for us it was always something else, like because there was no party chat. But plus we used to say we used to play with our buddy Grave, and what used to happen on Call of Duty 4, right, on PS3, when it goes to load into a screen, there's a part where everybody can talk. right? And you can't see who's talking. So I'd always go like, hey, this is Grave, and I'm gonna get 100 fucking kills, bitches. And so they go after his ass really hard that map. And then like he'd go like 10 and 25, and they'd be like, what happened to those kills, bro? And he'd be like, my friend said that, and they never believed, and they're like, yeah, sure thing, asshole.
Well, that was the funny thing about PS3, right? Like I never got matched up with the same people so often as I did on PS3. Like,
yeah,
like 3 weeks later, somebody came back and they're like, "You're gonna get 100 kills now."
Yeah, yeah, because you know, like people weren't like there weren't as many people playing on PS3, so it was like always like. Plus, you always like one thing you'll ever notice if you ever play competitive games with Hellhammer. Always the people with the stupidest names fuck him up time and time again. Like he had his own forum for the longest time on our clan site of the names of the people that like totally like fucked him up. It was like Cock Diesel, Cock Meat Sandwich for you, Lady of Miami, Snuggly Bunny, like all these fucking weird names and shit. You know what I mean? It was the funniest fucking thing. But yeah, so anytime you play with Hellhammer, the person with the weirdest name is gonna like fucking like tear him up that whole map, and he's gonna get pissed off, and he's gonna be like, I'm done.
That's
how I'm in a nutshell.
Well, I don't know. Like I was saying this to someone the other day. I just don't understand it with PlayStation 4. When I get on there, like one, I hardly ever get a game invite. So either I suck at games or they just hate me. Or two, you know, when you finally get into some of the games, like nobody has microphones. Like you get into these lobbies and nobody fucking chats or nothing. I'm like, didn't the thing come with a Junior Mint headset? Like to start out with? Like, why isn't anybody talking? Hey, like nobody just fucking.
To be fair, the Junior Mint ones the Junior Mint ones that I have are still in the fucking box. I didn't even bother with them. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, party chat's great. Don't get me wrong. I think it's one of the best features, but in a way, it's kind of degraded the online. I don't know, just the way online used to be. People don't talk like they used to on any platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you used to be able to make friends and stuff like that, and you still can in some ways. Like, well, I can't
like
really
when Modern Warfare 2 forced game chat. People were pissed, and I was one of them. I was like, what the fuck? I understand. Yeah. You had to use in-game chat in that game, and it made perfect sense now looking back at it.
That's true, Dealer. But I mean, realistically, I mean, everything's kind of changed. That you go back 10 years ago, we used to have to memorize phone numbers. Now you just put in people's contacts. In this case, this is something where before you had an open forum of discussion. And let's not forget, here we go with nostalgia again. I think what happens is Dealer, I fell for this too. So I'm gonna put you in this category. But I was there a few years ago. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. You're also forgetting the times people you got in that chat room and people are like, your mama this, your mama that, and you're like, what? Wait, I just want to play a fucking video game. Why are we fucking cursing people out?
I think it was worth it. You know, you could always mute those people.
But there you go. So what you did was you took the public, you muted the people out, and made your own personal party chat.
I mean, not really.
I mean, you did
mute the clan members or whatever. But you know, that's about it.
Look,
for me anyway.
I do know where you're coming from, and there are certain things. So here's my cross reference for you, Dealer. There is something like that. It's called looking for group that we have now, right? Or look for game. That right there, when you do that, you're like putting yourself out to the masses and you're playing with randoms and you're going to play in a random game. You can do game chat or party chat or whatever. But nowadays, with everybody so connected and so many people are playing games right now, so many people are playing games. When somebody at work is like, you play video games? I just give them the Larry David eye from Curb Your Enthusiasm as I walk by them. Like, are you fucking crazy? Did you just say that? Like, everyone's like, there's all walks of life in GameStop. There's so many people. Like, there's kids, there's like young 20s, there's fucking people in their 50s. There's everybody's hanging out and doing this. It's become a form of entertainment.
I feel like when people look back, when people look at Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and they think about the golden era of video games, because the online thing was just now exploding for console people, 08, 07, it was becoming massive for people. I feel like private chat and the public chat in these lobbies, it had a lot to do with what made it so memorable.
That is a good point. I do remember.
I don't feel like it's that complicated. I'm just saying that there was something about hearing more people active in a lobby all the time. It has nothing to do with what they're saying. It just felt more alive.
Well, listen, I'll agree with Dealer there, but I just want to counter that again. Let me take it back one step further. Back when we used to play games like Mortal Kombat 2 and Street Fighter 2, when I said we actually played couch co-op, I actually walked over to my friend's house when we were kids. I rang his doorbell. I was like, dude, we're playing Mortal Kombat, like 3 of us. You coming over? Yeah. And then the loser usually got his arm punched really hard, like fucking, you know, just bang, Charlie horse. And you're like, you're out. Next person's up. Like, that was awesome too. But we've evolved into where now I can play a game of Button Masher 2000 with crap, and he's in a different state. And the same thing happened there. You're like, hey, that was nostalgic. I really liked what we had. I used to just sit there. But that was also when you didn't have 175 people you actually know, dealer, that will party chat with you.
I don't know. Maybe you're missing it, man. I'm not saying that it's better or worse now. I'm saying that there was something about it. There was
nostalgia. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Not nostalgia. It was just a fact. It was a variable that was there then that is not there now.
Yeah, it made it. I think
what nostalgia is.
I don't think that's. I think I understand what dealers get at. I kind of feel that. I feel the same way actually, right? Like it's not nostalgia
because it could still happen today. It does.
Yeah, what it is that when you could go into a party chat, like say for instance, like when back in 2007, 2008, right? Like heavy into Call of Duty, playing that stuff basically hours a day, whatever. Like if there wasn't anybody I knew that was on, you could join into a public match, and at any point in time, it felt like it was busy. It felt crowded. It had that.
Hellhammer, you're botting.
Bot hammer.
Bot hammer.
You know, party chats are hilarious. Like dealer said, a lot of memories and things can be made. Sometimes they're a little confusing, but man, sometimes it's hilarious. You got 3 or 4 people in a party, and you're all playing like Gears, and then there's 3 or 4 more people in your party. They're playing like Call of Duty, and all of a sudden you'll hear like the dude yell, be like, "Hey man, you gotta tell your mama to stop making pancakes with her douche kit," and you're just like,
yeah. And that happened. I got more of those memories coming up through this gaming world than I do with the ones that are memorable in a good way.
This is what happens now, right? We'll say I'm playing Gears with people or whatever, and we kick somebody's ass.
Yeah.
Grave will be like, "Hold on, I'm gonna leave the party chat real quick." Then he leaves the party chat, goes into the fucking game chat, starts talking shit to people, and he comes back. You know what I mean? So it's like that dynamic is different. I do kind of miss that whole trash talking competitive angle. Yep. That was kind of
I would prefer it how it is today. Don't get me wrong. I love the system. I think it's great, but I'm just saying I would love it if people were a little more active in live lobby.
Yeah, I think a big part of the problem too is that even when the 360 came out with the party chats, it was so easy to switch between your party chat, like your private party chat, and the in-game chat.
Yeah.
You literally hit the Xbox button and hit a button, and you're switched out. Now it's like you got to sit there and like go through all kinds of shit.
You got to jump through hoops and shit.
Yeah, and it takes a minute to do it.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the ass. I want to talk about some Michael Pachter comments. I mean, like pick your poison here, right? I'll pick the ones that they posted today. He says he doesn't think the Xbox One exclusives announced right now look as appealing as the ones that are announced that are coming to the PS4. Which you know what? I'll say this. Maybe he's right with that.
What did he say?
He said that the Xbox. He said that the Xbox One exclusives that are announced right now aren't as appealing as the PS4 games that are announced right now. But then again, Sony has announced shit that's like 4 years out.
Right.
So they've got all their cards on the table, where Microsoft's got like 2 cards.
Hasn't shown anything yet. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not really totally disagreeing with that statement. Right. You know what I mean? Like, look. They're taking it like Sea of Thieves is a new thing. State of Decay 2, that I think that's going to blow up in a big way for them. Forza 7, that looks like it's going to be a real showpiece for the One X. And then you have Crackdown 3, which they showed. I don't know if you guys saw this. Like they showed some new footage of that. It was your boy Rad Brad Mooch.
Yes.
He's like, let's do this. And then he was like, here's some Crackdown 3 footage, because Microsoft apparently sends some YouTubers footage of their games to put up. And I always kind of wondered.
Was it multiplayer or single player?
No, single player. It was single player stuff. I guess
Yeah.
You know what? They also announced that they're going to show they're going to have info and stuff at San Diego Comic-Con later this month.
Yeah.
I believe like the 22nd. So they're supposed to be talking about some big news. They say they got really big news to share this month at Comic-Con, and they might show off the multiplayer at Gamescom as well. But I mean, just talking about Pachter, he's had some various comments. The Xbox One exclusive thing, he says the PS5.
Pachter is the same as Skip Bayless. He's Skip Bayless for the gaming world.
Is it? You think so?
Yeah, he just says stuff to try and get a rise out of people. Listen, like you said it yourself, right? When you gave him a compliment when he was actually talking figures, you said the guy actually does numbers. Okay, so when he talks numbers, I'll talk about it. But when he's actually going to sit there and be like, I like blue better than red. Okay, that's what he said.
He's as dumb as a box of dog shit.
He's exactly like that's just dumb, right? Like Sony's games look better than. I mean, that's so opinionated. Like, why is an analyst giving that kind of an opinion? An analyst, so you look at your actual numbers and then you make an educated guess based upon Facts. This is just like, I like playing this game better than that game. I mean, a third grader said that yesterday, right after he did.
Wasn't he the guy that was trying to play 4K Blu-rays in his fucking PS4 Pro or something?
Pro, yeah. Yeah, that's a true story.
Wow.
I mean,
okay.
What did he say about PS5, right? 240 frames per second.
240 frames per second, whatever.
4K.
Like,
4K, 240 frames. It's like Pactor. They're not ever going to do that. The average refresh rate on the TV is 60 fucking hertz. You'll never see over 60 on console games. Now, like Killer Instinct did 90, right? But it was under, I think, the scenario. So you'll never see dropped frames, basically. They do 90, so if something crazy happens, you might lose 15 frames, and you never go below the refresh of your TV. You never notice it. But here, 240, it's just ridiculous, you know?
Yeah, he could have been being facetious with that, you know what I mean? Like, 240, great, you know what I mean? But see, this is the problem I have. Like 90% of the shit he says is completely idiotic, and you're just like, why the fuck would anybody say that or believe this guy? And then he goes, Xbox wouldn't quit the games industry, even though he said they would before, which is kind of contradictory when you think about it. But he's like, they make too much money to leave the gaming industry. So when I say, hey, that's a good point, because, that's actually factual stuff and more his line of work, which is actually reading these kind of reports and kind
numbers,
of numbers and stuff like that. That makes sense for him to say that. So when I say that, and then he comes out and says like a bunch of idiotic things, you know what I mean? Like I would pretty much bet almost anything that the PS5 is not going to come out in 2019. I just don't see that happening.
No.
I think that the PS4 Pro, which came out in 2016, is the midway point for them, which would make 2020 they
called it a mid-generation refresh themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't see them in a huge hurry. People have them up by like 20 million consoles right now. Even though the Xbox One is doing fine, again, I did like his moochism. Just because McDonald's sells more hamburgers than Burger King is not going to close up shop.
Right.
You know what I mean? just because people drink Coke more than Pepsi doesn't mean Pepsi's going to go out of business. It's just like there's exactly. It's a huge industry. And so, I mean, I think the guy's a bit of an ass bucket. He makes a little bit of sense in the money situation, but then he'll say something really stupid like 9 out of 10 times, and you just kind of scratch your head like, what the hell is this guy thinking? But you make a good point, Mooch. Skip Bayless, motherfucker. That's what this guy is. He's the gaming Skip Bayless.
Yeah, he just comes out, he says something that's completely shock jock in a dumb way, and he's wrong. Like, I mean, you're like, wow, that's dead wrong. I mean, there's some people who are like, Mooch, I don't agree with you, but I'm going to see how this whole shit rides out. But this one here, you're like, no. As you're listening to it, you're shaking your head.
There's no question. Happen. Nope, he's wrong.
That's absolutely not going to happen. So, I mean, it's just funny because he's friends with Jeff Keighley. And think about it. This is what's interesting, folks. When you're listening to any form of entertainment, whether it be podcast, TV, sports, radio, whatever, anybody that gets on the air and does something that's the popular thing, like let me prove my point. So there's Pactor. Pactor comes out, and he's been doing this for about 3 years now. He's completely up Sony's ass. Every prediction, right? 2015 is going to be the year of games for Sony. And Sony had one of their worst years that year. And he was like, oh, sorry about that. I was way off. Okay. But here's the thing. Him making a bad prediction for Sony, he's in the safe zone, or some people call it, he's in the friend zone. Because the minute he makes that wrong comparison, he's got Jeff Keighley and the media being like, Mike, I made the same mistake. All right, great. The whole thing is that like they all get behind each other and help each other out. When you actually have someone that comes out there and says, hey, look, this is the reason. This is the reason that I think it's this. And they're actually going against the grain. That's the person you got to pay attention to. Listen to their stats, see where they're coming from, and then see if this thing pans out. When you have somebody that's on the popular side making any predicament, because if he's wrong, he's just going to get pat on the back.
Everyone else is like, I was retarded too.
Me too. Okay. You get a warm glass of milk for free, Mike. You know what I mean? That's Michael Pactor. So it is what it is. So when he says something, folks, don't take it and run with it. You got to remember something. He's got a safety net. If you ever watched the Trapeze Act at the fucking Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey, if all of them had a fucking safety net 3 foot behind them or under them, it's not that exciting. How exciting is it? This son of a bitch is walking a tightrope and he's got a fucking net that's following him. So it's not that big of a deal. Okay.
Yeah.
The visual image.
That's an interesting visual, I have to say.
Yes.
What do you guys think about this white PS4 Pro bundle? $450 I got a little bit of shit because you know what? I just pointed out, like, I get it comes with the $100 worth of game or whatever, but it's just Destiny 2. So, like, who gives a shit? I know you care.
That season pass is really just the other chunk of Destiny.
Yeah, but the problem whole problem with that is, right? Like, yeah, it's all fine and good, right? Even if you were to count that, yeah, it comes with Destiny, $100 game, you love it, whatever, blah blah blah. The fact of the matter is that most of the time, when something's bundled, you're getting it at a discount. Instead, they're just forcing you to buy a game with it.
They're not offering the white. Yeah, they're not offering you the white console by itself either, though. You know, I think like some people are like, hey, I would like the opportunity to get the white console by itself.
That's
and they're like, no, yeah, you got to buy it. Like, you do get a slight discount, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Like, either
if you were getting the game as well. That's the only way you get any.
Yeah,
correct.
Yeah, but
go
ahead.
Pro looks actually better in white. I don't know, like, it just looks better to me in the white color than it did the black, but that's just my opinion.
I think it looks pretty good in white, yeah.
I don't know, man. To me, it just looks like
I think I'm all right. So everybody, get ready to throw your tomatoes in your tar and feather me. Here I go again. What do we give a shit what color these things are? I don't understand that. They're all in your entertainment center, buried underneath a ton of books, other electronics, or dust.
You got a weird entertainment center, Mooch.
Yeah. Well, not mine, but I
got books and dogs and all kinds of
things in my library.
Don't you see people that send pictures out of their shit? It's usually like it's buried underneath.
This bitch was like fucking hot pink. I definitely wouldn't be a big giant fan of it.
But I mean, white,
you don't care
black,
what color it
gray,
is.
green, peach. Who gives
what's your most hated color, Mooch?
Fuchsia. I don't know. What the hell? I mean, like,
you want a fuchsia Xbox, Mooch?
Mooch has the Gears 4 Xbox, and he hates it because he doesn't.
I can't stand it.
I think it looks awesome.
But the thing is,
it would look great if I had a montage to fucking Michael Myers in that room.
There you go. Then you just served your own point that color does affect kind of how alluring it might.
Yeah, and every single entertainment center I've ever seen is either brown, mahogany, black, or white. So I mean, I don't understand why we're like. I mean, but people are like, you know what I want? I want a fucking Crackdown 3 with fucking indigo colors. What? Like, take it easy. Like, black and white, that's enough. I don't understand all this shit.
Some people have different setups too, right? Like how my stuff is set up, you can see the consoles.
Oh, listen, you know, guys.
I don't have any books or meth labs on top.
You don't have it. You don't have any Breaking Bad equipment. Listen, it's not. I don't either. I mean, mine is set up pretty damn clean and neat. But I'm saying, if you have a clean and neat system and you don't have all that stuff, don't you just want it in black?
Well, fuck those people. If they don't want to keep their shit clean, that's their problem.
It is their problem. But if they don't keep it, that's my point. But if they don't keep it clean, you still can't see the color of the goddamn thing. Yeah. It's covered in shit.
Hey, let me say this about this PS4 Pro real quick, right? Here's the thing, a couple points that I wanted to make. First of all, it looks like they put as much effort into this thing as they fucking did their E3 announcements, right? Wow. It's like, basically, here you go. It's like, hey, here it is. It's a fucking white PS4. You're going to buy it because you're idiots, right? Like, their E3 announcements were the same way. Here comes Sean Layden. We got some people, like, falling from the sky or hanging on from the roof or whatever. Woo, great. Let's show 9 games and 6 VR games. Woo. You know what I mean? That, like, they are so not trying right now. I have not seen this level of complacency from a fucking company since I don't know when, right? And people are just like, yay, this thing looks great. I'm seeing Xbox dudes like cheer that this thing looks like the best fucking thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, seriously,
well, don't forget what they did.
Stop giving them so much fucking credit. Like, that's what annoys me.
Don't you remember the Star Wars thing? It was a sticker. Now listen, you can't. Dealer, hear me out here. That's a sticker. It was a black console with a sticker on it that was then shelved. It was shelved.
As a businessman, you should have saw that. Hey, that's going to sell buku.
It did, but I mean, what does that say about the consumer?
Hey, let them be whatever. You know, their problem is not my problem. If you don't want to read books and educate yourself, then you know you can stay dumb. But me, I like to learn and not be a complete idiot. So it is great. Hey, I think the white Pro, bottom line, whether you like it or not, you want to give them credit or not. If you want to upgrade to the Pro, this is your ticket right here.
Maybe, but it's like only $50.
Dealer, hold on though, crap. No, dealer said it best a few minutes ago. You kind of contradicted yourself. That's your ticket if you want the game.
Yeah,
not if you don't want the game. If you don't want to play Destiny,
if you want to upgrade to the Pro
for Destiny 2,
yes, right?
Yes, absolutely.
But if you were really going to want to get Destiny 2, why not get an Xbox One X?
Exactly. That's what I would say. But you got to remember that a lot of people just hate Xbox, so that they want a Pro over anything else, no matter what.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to take to get them. So if you want Destiny 2, you want a Pro, there you go.
Well, hey, fiddly diddly, this is your buddy Cletus here, and I just got to step in and say one thing about that white PlayStation 4 Pro. About that thing being white is that apparently, according to statistics, I guess a lot of young people that buys PlayStation, it tends to be whacking the old weasel when they're white eyes. So at least now the Jesus crumbs won't be as visible when they get excited. How about that?
Hey,
I wish I heard that joke, but you were botting your asshole off.
Cletus was botting a little bit there, so
Cletus forgot to pay the internet bill, man.
Yeah, that was a good one, Cletus. Like I'm sure it was going to be a fantastic joke, but it just
I'm sure it was going to be great.
I'm sure it was, man. Congrats.
Let me just say that one sad thing about all this is that personally,
He's still modding.
the PlayStation 4, like in my personal opinion, the original console looks better than like the slimmer model. Like I like the look of the aesthetic of the first one, and plus the original Destiny model had like a pretty cool graphic on it. I thought it looked pretty decent, and all of a sudden they go out with this plain white when it's just like, I don't know, just like Crab said, it feels like a missed opportunity, especially for one of their biggest promoted games of the year too.
Yeah, it seems like they're not really trying with that. That's the thing that gets me. Also, nobody's complained about the price of this thing. I know it comes with a game, but we don't know. Microsoft tends to run a lot of good promotions with their stuff. So when like they did with Destiny 1 came out, they offered a free game with an Xbox One purchase. Like, how do we know that when the One X comes out, they're not offering a free game and you could get an Xbox One X for $500 and a free Destiny 2? So for $50 more, you could get a way better deal. You know, like that's what nobody's complaining about the price, and it's only $50 less. Like, where's the people that are bitching about $500, but they're not bitching about $450?
You know, I'm not. You're gonna hate me after this, but I'm not gonna complain about that price when I just paid $450 for a fucking Gears 4 X1S with a free game.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no reason. I'm not complaining about the $450.
I mean, I paid the same price for something that's 1/3 the power.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. I just paid $350.
So I think it's kind of an enthusiast purchase, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't really understand that. You know, like the whole thing is like, I'm not complaining about $450, $500. Like, it's all good. But like, everybody and their mother was fucking complaining about $500 on the One X. And then when it comes to this thing,
when you're comparing it to that, you're getting so much more for the X for $50 more.
Exactly. And the point that I tried to make is the One X is going to come with a month of Game Pass, and it comes with the trial of Xbox Live as well. So you technically get a lot of stuff to try out. You're going to be able to see a lot of games that are going to show a big difference in how they play and things like that. So I think that is something that is fucking phenomenal. And you know what I mean? Like, just some of the hypocrisy, and it just bugs me some days more than others. And today is one of those days that it kind of bugs me because Sony gets fucking applauded for everything they do, and Microsoft just gets more hate, piled on top of some more fucking hate.
Crap, you're 100% right. They could have done the new white PS4 Pro with Destiny and taken the controller out and made it $400, and they've been like, God damn it, Sony's so smart. How else? How else could you get a fucking powerful console at $399 and a game? Take the fucking power cord out and the controller. Great. It doesn't matter. Whatever they do.
Just give me the console without your console.
Yes. It's just a game for $450. You know, I don't know. For some reason, you're right, and that's the thing that irks me. And you do see a lot, and it's not what I see what Sony guys do. When the Sony guys get excited, I mean, that's just, you know, it's like watching the World Cup. Okay, all of a sudden, when Zimbabwe scores a goal, the Zimbabweans are excited. I get it. Okay, so when Sony does something, I don't mind when they say that. I get a little pissed off when Zimbabwe's playing the U.S. Zimbabwe scores, the United States is like, that's cool. They never really get a goal. Let's give them one. Let's give them one. Let's give them one. No, let's not give them one. Okay, let's not give them one.
Let's not do that. Yeah, I know. You reminded me of fucking Shooter McGavin right there.
Yeah, remember he's like, well, you know, they're coming around, Shooter. He's like, well, I'm not, Doug. I'm not coming around.
I'm not coming around.
You know, the whole thing about it is, to be honest with you, it's the Xbox guys that are like, oh, it's genius. It's white. It's white, for crying out loud. Can't you see they threw paint on it?
Yeah, they fucking painted the goddamn thing. It's not a thing.
Xbox guys.
I have a perfect idea. Put a black on the top, black on the bottom, white in the middle, and call it the fucking Oreo console. Milk it for all it's worth.
Yeah.
Well, they are.
But listen, and I'm not even saying if you like the white console, if you like it, listen, I got to be honest with you. There are people who have setups that have awesome white setup for their consoles, their equipment. No, they do. They have awesome white setups for their entertainment center. I've seen pictures of it. It is awesome. But my point is like, don't tell me it's genius. Like, save that speech for someone who doesn't know.
I mean, this isn't even the first time they've done it. They did it with Destiny 1. It's not genius at all. It's just, it's their way of saying, hey, upgrade, and here you go. You get a little better value if you were planning on upgrading anyway. Then we're going to lock you in with Destiny 2. You're not going to go play it on the better console this year. Yeah. There's strategy to all this.
You know what? Sony is kind of strategic with that stuff, but I will say that I can't be the only one that notices that they don't even seem to try. Like early on, they put the Darth Vader thing on, and they put that Batman logo on it or whatever. They were
Batman PS4 was like the ugliest one by far, in my opinion.
Yeah, but I mean, at least they were doing stuff. Now it's just like, hey, let's fucking mass paint these things. What paint do we got left in there? We got white. We go with it. You know what I mean? Like, hey, look, here's the thing. The white PS4, the regular PS4, the Destiny DLC one that you had, Mooch, and I think maybe GKB has one too. That is fucking awesome looking. I really like that. It looks pearl white or whatever.
Mooch is one of them frauds that bought the white PS4.
No, I want
genius.
No, it's not genius. I was like, hi, I'm here for a PS4. Like, we have this one. Okay.
Yeah, they were selling those. They didn't sell them.
I didn't get it day one. I actually got it when they were like, I think we still have 3 of these fuckers left.
Mooch is like, I got a PS4, but we're not going to tell anybody yet, okay, buddy? And
I was like,
man.
I'm like, I feel like I've had PS3, PS2, PS1, I've had everything. But for some reason, if I say I have a PS4, it's like, holy shit, no, Mooch, you didn't do that, did you? You didn't spell it that way. But like, no, I didn't go get it when it first came out. To answer the dealer's question, I got it way late. But my point is this: I didn't care. I actually traded it in. I loved it so much, I got rid of it. I did. I got $200 for it, and I got a Pro, and it's black, and it looks way better in my setup. It looks way better. Hey,
you want to know a feature that actually Sony should utilize because they have the speaker in the fucking controller is when they do a special edition unit, they should have it so when it turns on and stuff, like there would be like sound effects from the game built into the controller. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, my problem with that speaker and the controller is they don't utilize
Scares the hell out of you.
Yes, I was going to say they don't utilize it. When it just goes on, you're like, fuck, what the fuck?
Dude, I was playing that fucking infamous First Light game, right?
Yeah.
And I went back to it for the first time in a long time, and I was playing it. It like sounds like your fucking phone's going off. I was like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
And the controller has enough time not dying every 3 hours anyways.
Yeah, well, I bought Resogun in the big sale there. I bought Resogun for $3. Like it's like playing fucking Super R-Type, okay?
Yeah, R-Type, exactly.
Right? So it's not a big deal. But the thing is, though, I'm playing through, and halfway through, it's like, in your controller, it's like, save the humans. I'm like, what the fuck? I looked down, I was like,
your grandma was talking over your shoulder.
Save the humans.
Save the humans.
Save them. Save the cheerleaders. Save the world. And I'm like, what?
Sound
what happened?
My asshole.
I'm like, my asshole. I literally looked down. I almost threw the thing like an arachnid was in my hand. I was like, what the fuck is this? I had no idea. The thing is, they don't utilize it enough. So when it comes on, it does scare the shit out of you.
I told you. Like when it does.
Pay your taxes.
Yeah. So great.
If only
car inspections do.
If only Wesley Snipes was playing that game a few years ago.
Oh, damn. Poor Wesley, man. Poor Wesley.
I wanted him to come back. I wanted them to do Blade again with him in it.
They'll do Blade again, maybe.
Blade again. Why not?
You're playing like WWE 2K18, like Macho Man.
Okay, remember this, like, dealer, we talked about this a while ago, and now it's coming to fruition. PlayStation now officially has PS4 games on PC, and they say more are coming every month. Yeah,
no way. What? When we said this 4 months ago, people said we were idiot fanboys.
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
And now they're changing the goalposts back a little bit more. They're like, but you can't own them. You can only stream them, so it's different. It's still exclusive.
It's different. I'm still full of shit. It's different. Shut the fuck up.
It's different.
Yeah.
Hey, exactly. So basically, what happened was this, right? Like PS Now was available on PS3, Vita, TVs, all kinds of different devices. When they cut that back to just PC and PS4, me and Dealer, and I think Hellhammer, we all said on this podcast, they're going to set this up so that they can offer PS4 games now on PC. and they don't want people to play PS4 games on PS3 and Vita and these other devices. They just want them on PS4 and PC, and that's going to happen. And people said we were full of shit. They were like, "You guys are so full of shit." Just because Microsoft has their games on PC and doesn't have any exclusives doesn't mean Sony wouldn't do that.
Bro, this has been obvious for over a year. This is the end goal. And not only can you just stream the shit out of these games, no matter what, whether or not it's input lag, whatever, by your definition, I can play this without your console. Same thing I can do with the Xbox exclusives, putting both sets of games in the same bracket by your own logic. So eventually these probably will become downloadable, right? I think Game Pass is coming to PC eventually as well. Like this is just one more massive $500 billion revenue stream that these people can tap into, and they will do it.
You know what? Sony took a bad bet buying Gaikai, right? Like $400 million or whatever. I just think it's not going to be as big as they thought, but still, I mean, obviously, look, the only games that PC players would want to play would be the PS4 exclusives anyway, because they can get all the multiplats. They could just pirate them or play them for $2 when they're on sale on Steam anyway, right? And actually have the game. So I think that the only chance that Sony has of making any money off this is by doing it this way. If Sony were really smart, they would offer their own Game Pass and do that where you can download the games or whatever. You know what I mean? To me, that makes the most sense. People actually like to download the stuff, and that way you can play it, and you don't necessarily have to be connected, which I wouldn't know why you wouldn't want to be. Like, if I can't connect online, I don't play games. I know I can't be the only one that does that, but even if that weren't the case, and just for me, I wouldn't want that input lag. Like sometimes I'm watching Netflix and everything's going good, and then that shit will get pixelated as hell. Because why? Because Hellhammer decided to boot up some fucking Netflix too. You know what I mean?
You guys have 30 down, not 3 down. How are you having these problems?
Well, hold on. Like, I don't know. It's like because there's fucking, it just depends. Like, I never fucking get all that we're supposed to get.
You know what the problem is that our internet is still DSL technically, and it's a shared line between everybody in the neighborhood, kind of. With like basically, we have one fiber line going into the DID or the node.
Yeah, it's kind of like broadband where you can get up to 30, but depending on how much gay porn Freddy down the street's downloading, you might not get that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, let's not use throwing out the name Freddy too much. That's a very great kind of name.
I forgot all about that. You should really stop downloading this stuff.
Yeah.
Some guy named Freddy just looks up and like, what?
That's a very masculine name.
It probably also doesn't help that Crapgamer probably has some kind of like illegal file server on this thing, some kind of Trojan or malware.
That never happens. That hardly ever happens.
Never ever.
Yeah, I mean a couple times. You know what I mean? Like one time I forgot I deleted the fucking antivirus because I didn't know. It said I didn't use the fucking thing. I was trying to free
even though when you click on install, it's like, "Are you certain you want to uninstall this?" And like big ass thing, you gotta
PC.
hit, you gotta hit data capture and shit.
To be fair, that was a while ago. I don't do stupid shit like that anymore. I'm much better at it. You know what I mean? Like for me, I am. I'm much better at that.
In between that and the Pringles and the
God damn it, man. The Pringles thing was like fucking anomaly. I don't know how.
Bro, you cannot get a fucking whole Pringle inside your PC case.
It was like a third of a Pringle.
You know it was a whole one. It was a third one when you found it and you ate half of it.
I would not eat a Pringle that was in the case, man. It was like, I don't know what the fuck is.
I'm concerned about the amount of Starburst wrappers that are potentially in there right now.
Well, I don't think you can get Starburst wrapper. I do keep them in my pocket sometimes. Like, I'll like go to pull out something out of my pocket and like I'll have like 4 Starburst wrappers and I'm like, how the fuck they get there? But anyway, so hey, hit that like button. Let's get up over 300 folks. I would really appreciate that. Fuckers, hit that like button. Thank you.
Well, I got a Starburst in my pocket.
So Monolith Software, the Shadow of War developers, Gaming Bolt did an interview with them, and they said they're really taking their time and putting in a lot of effort with the Xbox One X version of the game. Hence, it's native 4K, and they're doing a lot of like the ambient lighting and all that kind of shit on there. So I just wanted to point out that, yeah, so they're doing all this stuff. They're taking, I mean, they got it up and running within a couple hours or whatever, and then they're taking the rest of the time between now and the launch of the Xbox One X to polish it up and do all this extra stuff to it. And these are the type of developers that I would urge Xbox fans to fully support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Buy these games, support these games. The developers, they're the ones that are going all out on the console. And those are the ones that I personally will support and buy and buy their games, because they're going to go all out for the console, the hobby that I like, and they're going to support it. And that's what these developers should do. Do the best of your ability for each of these games. You know, just like, what's your thoughts on that, Mooch? Like,
I agree with you. And usually when you're like, oh, you know what you got to do is you got to support these people, and I'm like, let people make their own decision on that. But I do agree with you in this case, because we're getting so many mixed reviews from everybody, developer wise. It's just like, you know, like, well, you know, technically, I'm not really sure if we're gonna hit 4K. We're gonna do everything we can, squeeze everything out of the box, but we're not really sure. Somebody passed me that fucking sandwich. You know, and it's like, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I've never seen such lazy, like, people want us to feel for the developers, but a lot of these guys are lazy as shit, you know? And when you see this company come out and say they're going to do that, absolutely day one. Absolutely day one. They've already proven themselves with the great game like Shadow of Mordor. But now that they're going the extra mile, and they're like, no, this box actually does this. I'm going to do the best I can with this box. That's what I want to hear. I mean, you want that no matter what you're talking about, okay? You even order a fucking cheeseburger at McDonald's. If they didn't give you that second pickle, even if you hate pickles, you're like, give me the fucking pickle. Huh? I'll throw it at the wall like fucking Billy Madison. Not you. You know, so it's like, I don't understand why these guys all do that. And the Bungie kind of gets a little bit of a pass, I think, only because they're so up Sony's
you like
ass.
That fucking Destiny too.
They're so up Sony's ass with the contractual shit. Okay, they're like, well, we're not really sure what we're doing in 4K yet. Yeah, okay, Bungie, take a shit. They did the same thing when Destiny 1 came out, when it was rumored, and the gaming media had a field day with this, folks. It was Christmas in September and August for them. It was fantastic. They're like, the Xbox One is going to be 900p again, and then last minute, I don't know what Phil did. He sent people over there. He sent fucking ninjas. He sent people over to make sure they were all set. And then they got Destiny up to 1080p on the Xbox One. They were like, there's no way we're falling short on this shit. And that's the same thing here. This is going to have full 4K assets, full native 4K on the Xbox One X. You wait and see. It's just Bungie can't talk about it, because how could they talk about how much better the game's going to be on the Xbox One X when they're doing this huge launch with Sony first? You know what I mean?
I mean, you know, it is cool because Monolith does have a marketing agreement with Microsoft, but they've even said they're going to do the best they can on the Pro version as well. So it's not like they're held back by that. I don't think Phil's the type to make anybody kind of hold back.
One day I'll actually beat that damn game.
You know what? I don't know if you noticed, but I picked up the Game of the Year version too, because it's $4 right now.
Yeah, you know what happened with me with that game is I just got stuck on it, or I got stuck on that glitch, and then I went back to go play it, and then I was already like hours into it. I wasn't getting achievements, and I was like, eh.
Yeah, see, this is what happens. Hellhammer will completely bitch at me if I'm like, because I said, I stopped playing The Witcher 3. You know, the achievements weren't really coming fast enough. Oh, so you only like games for achievements? No, but, you know, when you get achievements, it does make you feel good, and you can go back and, you know, kind of, it makes you feel good. It makes you want to keep playing on, right? And then, so, like that, he'll say that to me, right? But then this motherfucker, whenever fucking a game comes out and he can't get achievements, like Tomb Raider, the reboot in 2013, right? Fucking great game. Hellhammer's like, yeah, you know, I played it for a couple hours. I didn't get one achievement, so I quit playing.
Well, the difference is that I'll play a game like The Witcher, no achievements whatsoever, because the game drew me in and I really liked it. But if a game doesn't have that kind of draw for me, you know, not saying
so you weren't getting achievements in Shadow of Mordor.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten
that game hands him out like candy.
Oh no, what it was is that is that when I first started playing the game, which is after it came out, I hit some kind of glitch or something I couldn't get past the part. Like this guy just didn't.
You hit that part where you couldn't find that guy or whatever.
Yeah,
which I hit that same part.
Whatever. I don't know. Maybe I was just dumb or whatever. Then, you know, like after they announced the new one, I was like, I'll just restart it, and I started playing through it again. But you know, I was already like 4 or 5, 6 hours into it. But previously, so I wasn't getting any achievements. Yeah, so I was like, got kind of bored of it.
I will say, Shadow of Mordor was a surprise. The combat's fantastic. Slicing heads off and arms off, all kinds of stuff. Batman-style combat, great story. The second one, go and watch the cinematic story trailer for it. Because right now, what they're showing us is the Nemesis system and how the open world works. And it's kind of getting redundant because we've seen so much of it.
Yeah.
But if you watch that story trailer, you're like, man, the story looks really cool. And the game's going to look great, I'm telling you.
You can actually import some characters or whatever from the first game too. If you like I guess characters that you had from the first game, like your party or whatever.
Your arch nemesis.
Yeah, your nemesis. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty fucking cool. But yeah, any developer that's going to go all out for the Xbox One X is a developer who I'm going to support. I'm going to buy their games. I'm going to pimp their games out like they're my hoe. You know what I mean? I'll be like, buy this game because it's fucking
a sign
great.
of good faith. And, from a majority of the developers we've heard speak about the X, it is relatively, if not extremely easy to convert the titles from their PC code over to the Xbox One X. So, like, why wouldn't you want to put out your best product? Why wouldn't you want to put your foot forward? And I'm with you, Crap. I will definitely support the developers that will take that extra initiative to make sure that that version looks good. Not because they're trying to outdo the PlayStation, just because they want consumers to play the very best product that they can put out, whether it is running at a solid and steady 30 frames a second or it hits 4K native 60, whatever that might be. And at the end of the day, we are going to see a majority of the games look and run the best on Xbox One X, which is something that we didn't have the liberty to say as much over the last 3 or 4 years. And while power is not the be-all, end-all, it sure is hell of a nice knowing that when you're going to drop $500 or $600 on this thing, wherever you might live, that, you are going to get a premium experience very close to, if not better than, most high-end PCs.
Yeah, good point, Noof. You actually, you brought it there. That was a good take.
Yes.
I like that shit right there.
There was no mention of titties or...
Yeah. I'm surprised too, man. Like, just
there was mention of titties. You just said it.
Oh,
yeah.
No,
reverse psychology.
No chills, Noof. So Titanfall 2 Battlefield 1.
Yes.
EA Access
See
Vault.
you in the vault.
As
Battlefield 1?
Yes, Battlefield 1.
Yeah.
As well as Battlefront or Battlefront's multiplayer. All the multiplayer map packs are also in the vault.
Wow.
Battlefield
1's getting a patch on X1X.
Yes.
So
yeah. So, I mean, damn, like, think about this, right? This fucking service that Sony said isn't a value. Now it puts, like, 2 of the biggest games from late last year into the vault, as well as all the map packs.
One of the biggest games.
Which one? Oh, fuck you, Mooch.
Get out of here, dude.
Titanfall 2 is great.
Somebody just
out of here.
Somebody just tweeted out right now, has nothing to do with what we're talking about. They said, one guy goes, come on, guys, please. He's like, Titanfall 2 is not that bad. And it shows the live. There's 6,000 people playing the game right now.
What?
I've never even played Titanfall 2 online yet.
It's terrible, dude. It's terrible.
It's not as good as the first one, the multiplayer, but that campaign was fucking fire. Let's just be honest.
It wasn't fire. They took a game that you would never think was a platformer and they made it into a platformer. It was more jumping than shooting.
No, that game is great. Just because this is the thing that Mooch does, right? Mooch is like, he put down that fucking game nonstop, right? See you in the vault in spring, which, by the way, it's coming after spring.
In the summer. Way off, folks. Way off.
Hey, but look, it's not indicative of a fail or a win because fucking Battlefield 1 sold really well, and that's going in at the same time. They came out within 2 weeks of each other.
That's interesting, and that's why you got the response from Dealer. When you were like, he was like, Battlefield 1? Like, I said the same thing. That's crazy. But to think that it's crazy that Titanfall 2's in there, they should have got that guy in there fucking for Christmas. That thing was nobody's playing it.
Well, no, listen, like, that's because everybody kind of shit on it. I don't know. They did treat kind of Xbox.
It sucks. When are we gonna stop blaming? Listen, the whole thing that went down. I'm not even bringing up the whole thing that we brought up. I'm not. That's like beating a dead horse. Sometimes the game it's not good. It's not good.
What do you like about it?
They slowed the multiplayer down to where it feels like it's playing Call of Duty.
So what about the single player?
The single player, I mean, how do I judge it against the first game that didn't have a single player? When I did play it and I played it through, it's just a platformer. It's just jumping around. There's very little shooting.
You didn't like the Titan that you had that had his own personality and the dialogue and all that? I mean, it wasn't groundbreaking.
$65 for a fucking
paid that much for a fucking less multiplayer and no single player last time.
Oh, that multiplayer was way better than a fucking fake companion you had.
Yeah, I guess so.
Come on.
I mean, look, okay, listen, the multiplayer was better in the first one. They fucked it up with the the whole battery thing. Hey, get a battery, and you know what I mean. Like that's fucking.
Got any fucking batteries? Go get them.
Well, actually, you know what though? Dealer asked a good question. Let me answer it like sincerely. Here's the thing: Titanfall is a multiplayer game. You said it yourself. It's a multiplayer game. That's where they failed the second time. So you fucked up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't actually even play the second one online. I played the campaign.
Yeah, I played through the campaign too, and I didn't even play it.
We need to get together one day and play some multiplayer, man.
We did that crap, and we
I
were all
watched
like,
people play that multiplayer. I'll be honest, that multiplayer looks garbage on that game.
it's trash. It's
Dude, it's not that bad. It's okay. It's not bad.
I like it.
Thank you, Noof.
We'll see. I'll try it when it gets patched.
I liked it. I thought it was good. It was not as good as Titanfall 1. I'll admit that.
Right.
It did feel like it was slowed down just a shade. Plus, they changed a lot with the Titans itself.
Yeah.
Like they put them into a class system where you had certain weapons that were tied into the classes now, whereas before you could kind of pick your loadout.
You know what else it was too,
like.
Noof? But Noof, don't you also think that the problem I also found with it was that the maps are not done right. Whoever did their map design totally fucked up. Like there's like a clusterfuck in the middle all the time, and 90% of the maps aren't even used. Where that wasn't
like
the
Call
case.
Of Duty maps, they did like the 2-lane or whatever.
Yes.
Now it's like 4 lanes or whatever.
And when you have Titans, it's a mess.
You can just get shot from anywhere at any time.
Anywhere, and there's campers now too, dealer.
That's why I don't like certain maps in Battlefield, because it's like there are no lanes. You can just get sniped from anywhere, and there's like no strategic point of view. Like, you know.
You're like, hey, what's that little glint there in the distance? Oh, fuck.
I forgot. It's way too easy to snipe in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, fucking, I just got sniped again. God damn it. But yeah, like, I still think that this is a fantastic fucking deal. This is like the biggest secret that nobody talks about, because I was bringing up how great this was, and people were like, what's EA Access? And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck? You know, are you serious? You know what I mean? Like, come on. EA Access, if you guys don't know, you pay $5 a month or $30 for the year, and you get access to completely down. It's kind of like Xbox Game Pass in the way that you can download any of the games.
You won it off of Twitter for the year, like I did.
Yeah, or won it off Twitter like Hellhammer.
I want to know why the fuck they took
guys. If I'm the Respawn guys, I'd be freaking pissed. I would be pissed because essentially that franchise is on the bubble right now. Titanfall 3 may never ever come out because the game obviously did not hit its sales expectations. And why? It was sandwiched right in between Battlefield and Call of Duty, for crying out loud. Like who was the brainchild of that genius marketing push? They could have left the game another couple of months, let them polish it up and bring it out in the fucking March or February or some month when it's kind of fucking slow and you get all the single player trash over in PlayStation. But you know, that's
February would have been better in my opinion. They could have released it in February, because I remember I played the beta and it was it played bad and everybody complained, and they did fix some of that stuff, but the fact that they fucking sandwiched that in between Battlefield 1 and fucking Call of Duty came out after that. Yeah, that was always going to be a problem. And then plus you had fucking Vince Zampella with his PS4 bus shirt on. So, like, I mean, everybody's like, we got to get our game on PS4, like fucking Cliffy B in that goddamn Lawbreakers game, right? We got to go where the gamers are. 60 million.
Yeah,
that doesn't.
Actually, you know, Titanfall 2 should feel really good right now. Crap, actually, Titanfall 2's got 6,600 active members. And I think the beta for Lawbreakers had like 2,000. So congratulations.
Well, it had like 7,000, but then it dropped down within an hour to like 3,500.
Nobody. This is fucking. Oh, this is horrible. Oh god.
Yeah.
I'll say it now. Say it again, guys. You want to play Lawbreakers on Xbox One? Just go buy yourself the $30 version of Overwatch and enjoy yourself.
So go buy Battleborn.
Oh man, everybody Battleborn, man. Yeah, man, I like Battleborn. What I played of it, man. Anyway, I think it's a pretty.
I played it for 10 minutes. I liked it.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. I like it, man. Well, you know what? I played it a little bit more than I played Overwatch. Like I played Overwatch when they did the free weekend stuff, and I mean that's fun with friends. But I don't know if the thing is that since there's no campaign to it, and I don't know if my friends would be. I have one friend that plays that all the time, but I got a feeling he wouldn't want to play with me because he's like one of those people that plays with the best or whatever.
Takes it way too seriously.
Yeah, it takes it like that's just how that dude is, man. He fucking takes everything so seriously. So I don't know if it'd be something that I would actually be into playing like constantly, because that's one of those online games where you got to really play it a lot, and that's not.
They're not really my type of game either. I'm really surprised we didn't see anything from Borderlands this year.
Yeah,
you know what? I'm surprised too, because that was supposed to be something that we did see, and I'm very fucking surprised that we didn't see that, you know. And hopefully we see something soon. Hey, we could see it at Gamescom.
I was gonna say, that would be, or they felt like there was just a hodgepodge of games coming out between the fall and the spring. Now maybe they want to wait till next year. I mean,
they better be doing something really innovative and different from Borderlands 2 because too many games have taken that formula and ran with it. It's just it's running to the ground. So I'm huge Borderlands fan, but I just cannot be compelled to go and beat pre-sequel. It just felt so dated when I played it.
Yeah.
Oh, really? I haven't not even played the
pre-sequel. I played for like I played it for about 2 hours. It was terrible.
Exact same thing here. Not terrible, but
not terrible. I'm sorry.
I was doing what I was doing.
Yes, that's what it was. But the intriguing part of getting through Borderlands 2 and the comedy of Jack and all that kept you going from mission to mission to see what they're going to say next. And for some reason, the story just lost me. Was it terrible? No, but I will say this much though, Dealer: the whole moon thing and the jumping into the oxygen bubbles. That was just dude.
What a horrible way to start a game.
It was a different developer that made that as well. It was like 2K actually made that instead of
it was 2K Australia.
Yeah, so it wasn't Gearbox that made that. Mikey Barra announced that Xbox One X is going to be able to record HDR videos. So
nice.
In a limited, but yes, he said. Let's make sure we put that out there.
Well, that's why that's where that Vega GPU tech comes in as well. They've got Delta color compression from the Vega architecture in the Xbox One X. So I think that's going to help them in some way. And you know what? As long as it records in actual HD, I don't give a shit.
Right.
Apparently it's doing much better than full HD, but 4K is going to be nice. But I'm just going to downsample it 1080 anyway. I'm not uploading a 10 gigabyte 3-minute video.
Yeah.
Like for me to do a 10 gigabyte, I'd have to start uploading that shit the day before. You know what I mean?
On Premiere Pro, I lower the bit rate as such, so a 5-minute video, 6-7 minute video is around 300 or 400 megabytes. I'm not all about the fucking hour upload. That's kind of ridiculous. So.
Yeah. Like how an hour uploads. Ain't that right, Alejandro?
Bot gamer.
Bot gamer? I'm not botting. You're botting.
You were botting. You're both bots.
Wait. I'm botting now?
Counts.
Hey, am I botting now?
No.
Nope.
Okay, good shit. Awesome. Good stuff.
But those internet troubles, you don't definitely need those 10 gigabyte downloads. That's for sure.
Well, yeah, like right now, how I do mine are like on average, what are those things? What's the difference between these fucking things? Let's see here. These are megabytes, 347 megabytes. Like that's kind of an average for mine. And then if I do it in 1080p 60, 665 megabytes. So kind of doubles it. And those take about an hour to upload, but it's still not terribly bad. I can, like, a lot of that stuff I'll just upload in the middle of the night.
Well, like I said, some of those YouTubers that were showing off Forza 7 footage in that raw 4K file on it was like a super quick SSD flash drive they were able to record on. A 10-minute clip was like 180 gigabytes of that 4K footage. So that's insane. Now that's uncompressed, I would imagine. So that's the benefit of the new HEVC encoder is you get that quality, but you're able to compress it to a much smaller size. So don't think it's going to be like that on X1X, but massive files.
Damn, that's going to be it. Well, I'm impressed. I want to see more. Like, you know what? We do know a lot about the 1X, but there's a lot of shit that we don't even know about. Right. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much that we don't know.
I think there's a lot of stuff they're keeping under the hood until, they get a little closer.
Yeah, like, come on. We all are ready to pre-order, and we don't even know everything the thing can fucking do yet.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, I mean, that's pretty damn exciting in my opinion. Like, we don't know, like, they haven't announced that we're going to get, I mean, we know they're getting a new UI. We know there's going to be an update to Upload Studio because they still got fucking Sunset Overdrive and Forza Horizon 2 things on there.
I use it every video.
I know. Look, here's that that one from Sunset Overdrive where he hits the screen and then it goes into the thing or whatever. Like, great. Like, nobody uses that anymore, We need the new stuff to come out. And so they need to announce, hey, this is what we're going to be doing. You're going to be able to, I see Colt Eastwood ask Mikey Barr every day, are you going to be able to do render higher than 720p 30 on Upload Studio with the Xbox One X? Which I know we are going to be able to, but they need to confirm that.
Right.
You know,
well, you know, they always like to be
actually
so. You know,
come out and say
Microsoft
that.
likes to be so kumbaya and smile upon each other. Everybody light a candle and give it to a dev. Why don't we do this? Why don't they allow like Upload Studio and some of those functions to be able to be like updated and stuff with useful apps that we can grab and download off of the Windows Store onto our Xbox One X, so that we can utilize on Upload Studio and things like that. Why don't they let that be open to the creative developers and app makers, so Microsoft doesn't have to be in charge of everything? Because they're apparently dropping the ball in certain categories, right? They've done it in a couple categories. Now, I'm not saying they're wrong. They're working on other shit. So it's like you can only do so much, right? Let other content creators come up with something for that.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You're not wrong.
It keeps it fresh, keeps ideas coming, and it makes it more. It's just better for us, for anyone who wants to make content.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I originally thought that we'd see everybody and their mother making content once they added that green screen stuff, and the only person I ever saw using it was Big Kahuna.
Yeah, Big Kahuna, yeah.
The scary, guys, is the fucking size of patches and the downloads and uploads for next generation. I bet they're going to be ridiculous.
Yeah, well, Forza Motorsport 7, 100 gigs on the One X. So,
Damn.
But I don't know, people are like, damn, but think about this. Halo 5 right now is 95 gigs.
Yeah.
That's before any
It'll
of the
be bigger
updates.
if it gets that 4K patch.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I'm excited to see what that thing's all about, man. I want to play that game in 4K.
I get that question all the time, like, what's the file size difference? I tell them it's variable. Some games on PC, like Fallout 4, 56 gigs for the high-res texture pack alone. We don't know if that's coming to Xbox, by the way. And then you got other games like Gears of War 4. It'll probably be 15 to 20 gigabytes larger on top of what you've got now on Xbox One.
I'd wager that they're going to get the higher texture packs on Fallout 4 though, just because
That's
Microsoft
just a massive patch. I mean, you can imagine.
Yeah,
they're going to get complaints about that, but it is what it is. It's worth it. I've seen it. It looks great.
Yeah. Hey, if you don't want that, there's a console port for you. It's called the Xbox One S.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, I hate to be a dick, but if you're not going to be able to fucking play those
You're
games,
not being a dick at all. Like, that's just the truth. Don't buy the console if you don't want forced fucking 4K update.
we got to force our updates on you.
We're gonna force you to look at these games at better fidelity, you fucking asshole.
Yeah, because that's what Microsoft does. We force people to do shit that they don't want.
The Pro does it too, but they don't have the memory or the RAM, so they don't give you 4K assets. So the patches aren't that big. They still force you to do the same shit.
They do, and
it matters. Forcing broccoli down your face back when you was a kid.
What the fuck?
All right, Cletus.
Okay, so there's new footage that compares the Forza, actually GT Sport, like the damage physics. GT Sport looks like shit considering that game's coming out this year and Forza 6 came out 2 years ago. And Dealer, you were saying you saw that new GT Sport video.
New Gran Turismo Sport commercial popped up today on YouTube. And they're like, oh, it's become about collecting cars, not racing them. And they showed a wall full of cars. It's like, you fucking assholes are the ones using PS2 renders. And let's just keep it real, right? Now that they don't have the car count, they've got 140 cars, 15 tracks on a game that took them 5 years to make. That's unacceptable. So now that they don't have the car count because they're not using old models anymore, they're actually doing the right thing now. They're saying, oh, it's become about having too many cars and not about the racing. It's a complete spin. And this is what I'm talking about with marketing. At least they're trying to market it and spin it somehow. At least you got to give them that. But it's just complete bullshit. Now they're outclassed in every single way, Yeah.
And what the funny thing is?
More cars. Fuck.
Fucking people are going to sit there and run with that. Like, you're going to see this actual Sony fans fucking run with that. Somebody tweeted me yesterday, and they're like, yeah, you got these cocksuckers always sticking up for Microsoft. You should stand up for get a better UI. Ask him to give you a better UI. And I was like, bitch, stand up for fucking backwards compatibility, crossplay, fucking EA access, all this shit.
Fucking UI. Anyway.
Yeah, like fucking all the shit that, you know what I mean? It's like when you talk back to these people and then they act like they're fucking ignorant assholes, like you're fucking from Mars or something. You know what I mean? It's
backwards compatibility.
What's that all about? Who would want to play that? Right? And in the meanwhile, fucking Crash Bandicoot is fucking #1 for the second straight week in the UK and sold better than every
old games crap.
Right, nobody plays old games, but Crash Bandicoot's #1 on the fucking UK charts for the second week, and has done better than every other PlayStation 4 exclusive, quote, timed exclusive even, except for Uncharted 4. So even though people were pimping out Horizon Zero Dawn as the next best thing since sliced bread, it's so successful, crap, that you can't deny it. It's so successful. Well, guess what? Fucking Crash Bandicoot remakes by Vicarious Visions has topped that. Okay, so get that shit out of here. You know what I mean? You guys all talking
on
about
Australia or
that's UK.
UK. So it crushed every other game except for Uncharted in that same time
Uncharted
period
4.
in the UK.
Yeah.
That Crash Bandicoot game is way better than Horizon Zero Dawn. I've had more fun off of that.
Wow.
But you were talking about how you were fucking playing the hell out of it, Hellhammer.
Oh, I mean, that doesn't mean I don't like Horizon Zero Dawn. That game's great.
Easy.
That's what he does to me.
That
You
was
see
like
how
an
he does
awful.
it?
That was an awful version of Tony the Tiger.
That game was great. It's great. Yeah.
That game is not great.
Yeah.
It's not.
Oh, man, that's the best game to ever come out. Quit lying.
The Crapgamer family is delusional. This is the same.
Hey, I never said
He
that.
sounds just like you with the Titanfall shit all last fall.
Hey, Titanfall 2 is not bad. It is not a bad game. It is. I actually find it to be a
If
fun
you're
game.
gonna say that, then I gotta let Hellhammer go ahead and start doing his fucking Frosted Mini Wheats commercial.
I would think most people would agree, though. Titanfall 2 is not a bad game. I mean, the multiplayer might not be for everyone, but
I think sales and lack of people playing the game.
Well, let's
say
not
you're
go off
wrong.
sales because we all know sales doesn't mean something's of a better quality. That's not.
Well,
or the Wii would be the
wait a
best
minute,
console
wait a
ever.
minute,
You know.
wait a minute. Well, I guess so, but I mean, like when you're talking about a game that did very well and sold.
We just
10
talked
million
about this though.
copies.
They put this shit in between Battlefield and Call of Duty like fucking idiots.
Yeah,
It cause and effect. I mean, I said this right when they announced it. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing competing against yourself? Makes no sense."
I mean, all of that is very factual, but again, dealer, look at the other numbers that are out there. You're right. Putting that between those two was a big mistake, but you had 10 million copies sold.
Let's look at the Metacritic.
That's never going to happen.
People thought they reviewed the game and in the user score, it's great.
Yeah. You know what? Like I said, I think the game's good. I think that the multiplayer took a step back, but I think that that's too good of a franchise to just say, oh, it's bad or it's done or whatever. I hope that they make another one, do another great. Fuck off. Do another great campaign like that, like they did with that one, but then also go back to more towards the original multiplayer because I think the original multiplayer was better, and now they've kind of taken a step back with that. So they can fix it. They can get shit going with it. I still have faith in it. Dealer, and Hellhammer, what did you guys think about that fucking Digital Foundry 4K assets video? Did you guys watch that?
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, like.
I liked it because it saved me a lot of questions because I always get that question, what the fuck are these and what's the difference between that and a 4K frame buffer? I just linked with that video. So, if you got basically these textures need to be able to keep up with the extremely high amount of pixels, the resolution that you have on Xbox One X. If they don't, they look washed out. They look blurry. They don't look defined. So you need to coat your whole game world in these 4K assets to really make this TV, this 4K TV you're going to be looking at, look like a window, like you can reach through and touch stuff. It's got to have high-resolution textures. So I liked it, and they really showed a real game changer when it comes to this console versus the Pro this year. It's going to be one of the main things you see in every game. Higher resolution textures make the game more real.
Yep. Like, you know what? If anybody hasn't watched it, go check it out. It's like, do they matter and things like that. I think that's the name of the video. Like, 4K texture, what are they and do they matter? When you watch the video, they do some good side-by-sides. They show the PS4 Pro version of Rise of the Tomb Raider running at 4K or whatever the hell that is. But it's got the medium textures or whatever the fuck it is.
Even the difference between high and ultra textures, that's what they showed sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And they mentioned the fact that the Pro doesn't have enough RAM. Developers are complaining about that. This is something that you will not get on the Pro. It is impossible to get the highest fidelity textures on the Pro. That's a fact. They've said that.
That's the thing that gets me really excited, right? It was like a lot of people were like, well, what if the resolution's the same on the Xbox One version and the PS4 Pro version? I'm like, well, first of all, then that's bad on the developers. But second of all, if they're using the higher textures and assets, it's still going to look better regardless. It doesn't really matter. The point is moot. Like, you've lost the argument because it's going to still look better. Just look at that fucking video. And even on a 1080p screen, if you watch it, like, you can see that there's a huge fucking difference. And they were talking about like the draw distances and stuff like that. I don't particularly like the guy that did that video, but because I've seen him talk shit on Xbox plenty of times. Like you could tell he was kind of like schmarmy about some of the stuff, but overall it was pretty informative. And I've always said that. Like people are like, oh, now Crapgamer loves Digital Foundry. I don't fucking love Digital Foundry. They do the technical shit. They explain it. Like they're good at that, right? The part that I fucking hate about Digital Foundry is when they interject with their fucking nonsensical bullshit about how it's not a big deal or how that's not a big deal, when just the other year it was the biggest deal of all.
Especially Dave.
You know what I mean?
Dave, that fuckface. He's super biased. They saw how much hate Gran Turismo Sport was getting on one of their frame rate videos of Gran Turismo Sport. And they made a video talking about how it was an upgrade, how it wasn't ugly. Like, these guys would have never done that with Forza. You know what I'm saying? Dave and them, they do have a real bias towards PlayStation. That's obvious. I like Richard because he keeps stuff primarily factual. He's made some claims in the past that were kind of spitballing and suggesting that, you know, hey, just because the Pro's this, the X would be too. I don't think that's the right thing to do, but like I said, I don't mind him, especially when it's Richard talking. I like that guy.
Yeah, I don't mind Ledbetter at all, man. I think Ledbetter is a decent dude. Like, he shines up that fucking Scorpio chip, so he seems to like that a little bit. The other guys, I'm not huge fans of theirs, but I still think that, you know, as far as informative, they're going to really do the best job explaining all that shit. You know what I mean? Like, he did a real good job explaining what it was, because I had people come to me, there's no such thing as 4K assets. Crap, there's no such thing. That's what people were saying.
Isn't it amazing how dumb people are? Like, just type it in Google. It's that's easy.
What I said. I'm like, oh my god, facepalm. There's no such thing as 4K assets, huh? Like, are you fucking stupid? You know what I mean? Like that stuff.
Maybe they were thinking you were saying like the assets were rendered at 2160p. 4K assets are anything above 1080p assets. That's what they refer to as 4K assets, because a 4K display will take advantage of those, and a 1080 display really won't show you what those assets can look like. You know? Yeah,
and so that's going to be the main difference for Xbox One, obviously. And then they also super sample everything. So even if you're not on a 4K TV, you're going to get those assets on your 1080p, and it's going to look fucking phenomenal. So I think that's amazing. And if you guys want to play,
you can't downplay 4K assets. I mean, at the end of the day, because you take textures. I mean, some people are in the chat like, "Oh, you're getting excited about textures." No, it's not so much as excited about textures, but that's graphics. They make a huge difference. Crash Bandicoot, this new one that's selling really well, is because it has upgraded textures. I mean, you know, and upgraded polygon counts, but mostly it's the texture that makes it stand out. I mean,
in that game world,
some of those games probably
that game world
textures
is covered. Every single thing in this game world is covered with a texture. That's what that is. Yeah. When you see smoke fly off your tires in Forza, that is and can be a texture. Everything in the game world is coded in textures. And the higher resolution and more detailed those textures, the more realistic that game looks. It's not just one thing. It's not just the ground. It's everything. It's your clothes. It's a fucking car. It's everything is a texture in this game. So that's what I'm saying. They could code everything in that game world in a higher resolution texture. And you saw they're also increasing detail. If you watch a Digital Foundry video, right? They showed that there's just more rocks and more sticks, everything on the ground when you got better textures. Yes. It looks awesome. I feel like
it gives the game the environment, and that's what dealers saying. It makes it when you feel like you're actually in the game. When you actually peel out, the smoke comes up, or like in Rise of the Tomb Raider when she's at one of those camps, and like you say, the smoke and the particle effects coming off of the burning, like, you know, barrels. Like, that's stuff that makes you feel like you're in the game. It gives you that presence, that feel. And that's what you're going to get on the Xbox One. I think that's where console gamers for the first time, PC gamers, no, but console gamers for the first time are going to really, really get to see and experience that in their game. And if you have a 4K television, holy shit. I mean, holy shit.
100%. And a good example of what you're going to get is they posted that new Assassin's Creed Origins footage. It's in 4K. It's Xbox One X footage.
I can't find that anywhere, crap.
Dude, I linked it in my video. Like, right in the fucking...
Crap, going back to your channel to look for an old video is like dropping me in the middle of a corn maze. I have no fucking... And I got Jack Nicholson chasing me. Listen,
you just came back like 6 videos. You're like, oh shit, that was just 6 hours ago.
Yeah, like I look to go number our MNC morning. Sometimes I'm like, geez, I wonder what number we're on. Oh, that's right, Crap did it last week. Let me look. And I'm like, I got to go all the way down the bottom of the page and hit load more videos. It was a week ago.
Well, listen, you can also, I have fucking, when you go to my page, I have the fucking, the different, fucking, what do you call them? playlist.
Do me a favor. Can you make a playlist that says, "Hey Mooch, look here," and I'll check those out.
Yeah, it says M&C Mornings, and then it's a fucking playlist. But yeah, I'll find this video and give it to you.
But yeah, who did it? Was it Digital Foundry?
No, it wasn't Digital Foundry. It was some other site called Game or something like that.
That's why. Okay, I'm looking at Digital Foundries. I looked at
exactly
Xbox.
I'm kind of behind on this one.
It was 20 minutes of fucking gameplay, man. And this game looks fucking phenomenal.
I mean, there's a ton of X1X footage out there. 90% of it, from what I'm seeing, is
I know, but this was like new, I guess, at the time, and this like absolutely looks fucking phenomenal. It's some of the best. I guess it's some of the like free roam or whatever. Just it looks absolutely amazing. But the funniest part was the reason why I did a video was because when I was reading the comments, which it's funny to do that now and again, is like you see all the fucking salty ass PS4 fanboys. Just like, it'll look that good on the Pro. There's no way that this, like you guys see the argument now that they think that that fucking Anthem game is going to get downgraded. They're like, that game won't look that good when it releases. There's no way.
It was already running on the X1X, and not in fucking dev kit mode, console mode. 40 compute units, 326 gigs of bandwidth per second. This is what it's going to look like, and if it's running like this already, this far out, confirmed to be running on Xbox One X by Patrick Sutherland, then if anything, it's probably going to look better because it's not getting downgraded from a PC. It's already running on the hardware.
That's a huge fucking compliment. When you see people in comments like saying that Assassin's Creed game is going to get downgraded too, or it's not going to look that good, or Anthem's not going to look that good. There was a fucking article saying the inevitable downgrade of Anthem. You know what I mean? And then they go back to that fucking Watch Dogs 1 footage. And the whole thing about that was the Watch Dogs thing was on a PC from the beginning. This is Xbox One X footage like a fucking year out.
Here's the crazy shit, crap, is when I'm sitting there telling some of these fucking idiots a year ago how much power this is, and I'm sitting here saying, I'm not kidding, this is the real next generation. It's a lot of power. And then they actually see what these games look like, and they're still saying there's no way they look this good. I've been telling you this for over a year. It's going to look this fucking good. This is a fuck ton of power for a console.
I agree. I thought fucking and it's going to look amazing. Like the games are already looking amazing. I'm very excited to see what happens in the future. I can't even find this fucking video now, Moosh. Thanks. He's
like, I'm lost.
I'm lost in the fucking corn maze.
He's in the corn maze of fucking Crapgamer reviews.
Because I've been fucking like boss hogging these same style of fucking thumbnails for a while now. So like I can't fucking find it, but I'll find it, man, and I'll give it to you guys. You guys can check it out. To me, this is the best looking footage that I've seen coming from this fucking game in a long time. So I think that's fucking absolutely pretty.
4K file or 4K video? Or?
It's 4K video. Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube on 4K. So that's pretty fucking cool. Just so you guys know, Star Wars Battlefront 2 beta starts October 4th if you pre-order, but the open beta starts on October 6th. Guys can check that out. I think the open part means like even if you don't fucking have the game pre-ordered, you'll be able to play it. So that's pretty cool. Destiny 2 beta starts July 21st. That's the open beta. The closed beta for early access is the 18th and 19th. Yeah, next week. Like good. Yeah. So just in case anybody was wanting to kind of
just in case anybody's gonna play that, like it's Destiny 2. Only there's a couple people out there playing it. Crap.
Hey, you know what? I'm not sold on Destiny 2 being a big success, man. I'm sorry. I don't, like a lot of people bought into it the first game, like I did.
You got to understand that whatever number it sold the first time, it's going to be that plus new people.
No, because people like they caught on. They know that it's.
They really didn't.
They did, like I did.
A lot of people, they found out it was all bullshit and misadvertising.
I
it's like that game.
Pretty wrong. I'm pretty sure that's gonna absolutely destroy.
I know 6, 7, 8 people who bought that game and had never played it again, just like me. So
we never even got Hellhammer. We never even did a strike on that fucking game. We played it that first week, and I even bought the fucking DLC, the Taken King stuff that came out. I got the complete thing now, but I never got to really play a strike. I guess part of that reason could also be because I'm not high enough light level or whatever the hell it is.
I think there's a lot of different levels here. You guys aren't peeling away every part of the onion here. There's a lot of people, like Hellhammer just said, 6, 7 people, they wouldn't go back. By the time they wanted to go back, they were too fucking far removed, which was your problem, Crap. When you came back, you know what I mean?
And that's a you problem.
That is a you problem. That's a you problem.
I mean, it'll sell like crazy.
It's a problem with the game itself, really, because it didn't have enough to hold my interest.
I like how IGN refused to actually release a review score because the fucking strikes or whatever weren't added in. I'm like, isn't the game out today?
Right.
Yeah, but the strikes aren't in, so we can't review it. All right,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
it's out
IGN.
today.
Yeah, IGN's gonna do. Yeah, you're right there, Joe. I mean, IGN's gonna do anything it can do to protect its precious Sony. So
Yeah, they got fucking.
They don't want
It's
Sony
not
to look
a
bad.
tip for you,
with
man.
Sony, but it's just they're
Oh,
fucking,
it has
they're
an
full of
absolute
shit. And I
tremendous
know that
amount
game
of
got
it.
destroyed in the media. It was like 6s and
Right.
7s on
But
average.
you see, but that does hurt Sony because Sony put a lot of money into it. A lot of money.
What game? Yeah, I mean,
I think they're just afraid to piss off Bungie fanboys and PS4 Destiny fanboys. That's what I think.
Well, they weren't.
Yeah.
There were no Destiny fanboys the day it came out.
Oh,
There
that
was-
game had fanboys the second it was announced. Trust me.
Yeah, but not like it does now. But I mean, like they didn't want to offend Sony. Trust me.
yeah, I mean that could. There's a little bit of
Wasn't-
both. I remember even the
Isn't it
fucking.
amazing?
Yeah,
Is that
that is
new?
amazing. Good job.
That was new from another dimension.
He sounded a little bit like a fucking GoBot or something.
You know what's
Or-
amazing?
You know what's amazing?
You know what's amazing? Are you there, Noof? Noof, are you there?
Come in, Noof. Noof, come in.
Fucking
Hey,
Canadian.
my
internet.
buddy Buddha Time says he tweeted you the video of that Assassin's Creed footage you're looking for.
Nice.
No,
Very
that's he tweeted the fucking the Crackdown 3 footage.
Oh, Buddha, you fraud!
Haha.
Yeah, that was like, and yeah, like he saw that because I pointed that out to Mooch because Rad Brad had that, and Mooch is a big Rad Brad fan. Let's do this, and
Let's do
like
this.
he'll always like quote him and stuff like that. But that footage looked really fucking good too. Seeing him use like the black hole gun and shit like that, it was pretty fucking epic to see some of that stuff come out. So if you guys haven't checked that out yet, go ahead and check that out on Rad Brad's channel. And yeah, that Assassin's Creed shit, I'm gonna still look for that and see if I can fucking show it to Mooch and Dealer because that is some fucking really good footage. Are you back yet, Noof?
He's still teleporting through the third
Noof is
dimension.
yeah, he's been teleporting. All right, Steam banned 40,000 players for cheating because PC.
in one day, right?
Yeah, in one day.
Boom.
Like what the fuck? Like Hellheimer, what'd you hear about this, Hellheimer? What's the deal on this?
What I heard about it was that it had to do with basically people were buying the games at a discount on the summer sale with secondary accounts to test cheats out, basically, or to basically kind of cheat the system to boost stats or whatever the case may be. And so that's why they did it.
So that's why they got banned. Like, how are they going to ban people? Like, do they IP ban you or what do they do?
Usually for Steam stuff, it depends on what the offense is, right? So like, if you just do something stupid, like don't use like an actual cheat software or something like that, just like use a wall exploit or something like that, they might just ban just that account from accessing online for a couple days.
Yeah.
But if it's something like major, like you're like using like major cheats, like invisible walls or stuff like that, they'll ban whole accounts permanently, barring all copies of games. They'll IP ban, whatever.
Damn, that's interesting, man. Like, Dealer, what do you think about this? Yeah.
Sorry, I was teleporting. Yeah, I don't care. I mean, it's Steam.
Yeah.
I don't really fuck with Steam much.
Did you guys get, not to go back to what we were saying, but I just got added by some guy named Stokey Matt. He sent the Assassin's Creed Origins 20 minutes of Xbox coverage.
Yeah,
Okay.
Buddha. He beat you to a punch, Buddha time. You fraud. So yeah, it is what it is. It's not the first time to have mass bannings. It's pretty bad, especially on like the Division, right? I mean, they caught so many cheaters there. It's pretty common, but this is a little different for Valve to do this specifically. So
Yeah, it was a lot of fucking bans. Like, as far as I'm concerned, I was like, holy shit, you know what I mean? That's pretty fucking impressive
Pretty big.
to ban that many.
That's like 20,000 lawbreaker betas.
Hey, D-Batch just sent it too, man. Everybody's got this shit like ready to.
Yeah,
They look
everybody's
at
got it
it.
ready to go.
Fucking amazing! I'm telling you, watch it. It's gonna be like fucking.
Let me ask you guys a question real quick. Everyone always says, and maybe I'm already doing it, but if you're on your 4K TV on your Xbox One and I go to my YouTube app, am I watching it in 4K or do I have to put a setting on that I'm unaware of?
I think it's only 1080p if you do that, but it still looks fucking good even in 1080p.
So I have to watch it on my PC?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is the deal with the YouTube app on Xbox One?
Oh, isn't that awful, Dealer?
Like,
It's
what
the
the
worst.
fuck? Like, sometimes it looks good. Sometimes, like, it's actually 4K. But then I'll hit the whatever geek settings, and it says 1080p. It also does not do 60 frames per second, which is absolutely stupid. It's a app problem, not a system problem. If my phone and my TV can do it, my Xbox can do it.
That's right. Absolutely, 100% agree with that. And that's just shows.
Yeah,
I think it just goes to show how much Google likes Microsoft.
well,
Yeah,
I think it's not even so much that. It's just that Google's just not on the ball when it comes to that kind of shit.
Hey, Moose said it's Google, motherfucker. Damn it.
Yeah, it's not
I'm making
Apple.
your shirt right now. It says
if it was Apple, he'd be fucking damage controlling the shit out of it. I don't know
if it was Apple,
Hey,
it
all
would
they
just
need
be
is take a
working.
headphone jack out of something that
That's
doesn't
right.
even have a headphone jack.
Yeah,
we take shit
that's all
away.
Microsoft needs to do. Let's take everything out of the box. No controller, no hookups. Here's your box.
Windows Phone took the apps out of the fucking
Courage, right?
So,
Oh, fuck you.
we don't have a jack, a headphone jack. You guys don't have Twitter.
I know we have Twitter. We have Twitter on the Windows phone.
You have baby Twitter.
Yeah, we don't. It just hasn't been updated in 4 years.
We have the Jimmy John's app.
Well, if the apps are bad now, try the ones in the Windows.
Hey, there's Noof.
Noof is back.
Hey, welcome back.
Welcome
my computer
back.
fucking hit the bed, man. Everything just froze up solid in here.
Man,
Nice.
dude, quit watching the
Noof is
fucking
back.
horse porn, bro. Like, damn.
I'm gonna blame the wife. She must have been out watching porn or something. I don't know what the hell's going on.
And as we do that, we literally are right at the 2-hour mark. I know, right? Fucking time flies by. Mooch, what do you got going on, man? We'll start with you.
I appreciate it, buddy. Great show tonight, guys. Great chemistry. Everybody was really. This is just Xbox Nation is a key pinnacle point. It's midweek. It's really great. You get some great news coverage. It comes out Monday, Tuesday to discuss. And really knowledgeable bunch of guys. Good to be back on Xbox Nation. First of all,
Yeah,
Second
man.
of all,
I want to say I appreciate you helping out too, man. I was kind of
Absolutely.
in a bit of a bind, and you were like, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna, let you."
yeah, I kind of felt like Rocky when he came out of retirement. So we got.
They're all bums, Rock.
You're bums.
You're a bum.
You're a bum.
So you got. No, we got Crossfire 7:00. We're back, everybody. The usual suspects will be there. And doing something new for a couple of weeks. A lot of people that are very active on Twitter that are big fans. Everybody knows who they are. I'm bringing one fan on, Mooch Maniac, to come on and just kind of hang with the crew and see if they can. And I've done a little bit of homework, a little reconnaissance work. They are talkers, so they won't be shy. Trust me. So we've got that going on, and then because our good friend J Dubs is on vacation for the next 4 or 5 days, we did a full episode of MNC Mornings
with calls, with voicemails,
voicemails. We did
Wheel of Wonder.
We spun the wheel. Everyone's going to be getting their prizes that have called in thus far. That'll be going at 11 a.m. on my channel Sunday. Again, it's pre-recorded, but trust me, it's as they used to say.
It was a good fucking show.
It was a great show.
Yeah,
when we finished, I was like, I forgot there's nobody in the chat. I was like, holy shit, we ruled that.
This was great. No trolls or anything.
No trolls. It was just no trolls left there.
trolls.
Sorry, I had to throw that out there. But no, it's gonna be great. So yeah, definitely MNC Mornings is new. And 11 a.m. on my channel, and Friday again. I'm just going to repeat that. Crossfire at 7 because we took last week off.
We're going to be streaming a game too. We haven't done that for a couple weeks, so we're
Absolutely. That's to be determined. That's to be.
Yeah, we're going to be streaming something.
Last week when you guys
Jeez, what am I doing here?
What'd we do?
When you were chasing me around the car as Jason for like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, fucking A, that was hilarious, man. I'm chasing him around. I couldn't fucking catch him, man. Fucking A.
You know what Jason's ultimate weakness is? This long ass table.
Just fucking run around the car. I was chasing him around the car, and then finally I was like, I started tricking him a little bit. I was running the other way.
You know what Jason's weakness is?
Big guy, stamina's good.
Yeah, like I was like,
long
you know
ass
what?
table.
I was like, what I got to do is like his stamina's gonna run out before mine. I'm just gonna fucking chase him around. You know what I mean? And eventually I did. But yeah, that
just
was
got so
fucking
boring.
funny.
We're both like, please stop. I'm bored.
Yeah.
Let me run over, climb through a window. You go over there in the bushes, and we'll regroup.
I actually saw you guys playing Ring Around the fucking Volkswagen buggy, and I ran off to safety on that. That was great.
Yeah, Mooch abandoned me. I'm like, Mooch, come shoot this guy. He's like, no, I'm gonna go over here.
You did say that. You're like, don't you have a gun? I'm like, yeah, but the exit's this way.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he only has one bullet too.
Yeah,
so
and I never. Let me tell you, you want to talk about bad shooting mechanics? Someone pick up Friday the 13th and try and shoot Jason.
Hey, your boy Greg Miller loves that fucking Friday the 13th game.
He does. He's a huge
like
fan
his
of that
game. Yeah, so like that was
a huge fraud. So I guess
yeah, that's true too.
Huge fraud.
Dealer, what do you got going on, man? You did RDX last night. That was a really good show.
Yes,
I sure did. Yeah. RDX, man. The kind of support we're getting is great stuff we can only dream of. Awesome people always show up. We had a Clans member show up in the chat last time. That will not happen this time. We got a moderator. I figured all that out. So it was a good show, and I appreciate all the support from you, Crab. The messages you send about it, Xbot, Mel. Cool. You know, the people that are down with us, that rock with us, and you know, they're all about.
Yeah, you know what? Like it's all good. It's like, you know, more shows the better. Especially since the media is so full of shit these days. It's good to have more shows out there, kind of not just fucking doing everything. But yeah, having a good amount of moderators is always good. I always have fucking Luca, Mooch, Noob. I got like a million moderators, man. Like fucking Mel, she's a good moderator. Xbot's a good moderator. All these people are good, trustworthy moderators. And what's good about that is, like, if they really wanted to, once they're a mod, they can delete like fucking comments in your thing too. So.
Well, we normally don't have problems with the comments. It was just one guy that was saying really crazy stuff.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, it was a great show, and this was a great show as well, and I love to do both. So I'm looking forward to next week. Good topics this week. Check out RDX Podcast, my last video. Let me know what you think.
Absolutely. Hellhammer, what do you got going on besides trolling and nothing?
Oh, I got a lot of trolling going on the rest of the week. Otherwise, I'll be back on here next week, same time. Or you can find me on Twitter at XXHellhammer or on Xbox Live XXSpaceHellhammer.
Absolutely appreciate it, bro. He'll be playing some more PS4 tonight. And Noof, bro, what do you got going on, man?
Hey, man, well, you guys know where to find me on Twitter at Noof Nukem, and obviously I have my channel at Noof Nukem as well. And while Crapgamer has the corn maze of fucking video channels, mine is more like a hamster wheel. It doesn't do a whole lot. But I'm definitely overdue for some videos. Hopefully I'll get at them in the next few days. I'm going to be out of town for a little bit, so going to be relaxed and stuff, so that's all good. And you guys obviously know where to find me besides Xbox Nation. You can find me on the Console Corner Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's always a good time with the great crew. So yeah, it's fantastic. And just want to shout out to everybody in the chat as well, guys. Sometimes the chats are, like you mentioned, are fucking fantastic. You know, when you can avoid some of the trolls who just come out to stir shit up. Opinions are great. Everybody has an opinion, and opinions are definitely respected and appreciated, but no need to troll and no need to either attack the hosts and stuff like that. We're here to have fun. We're just gaming fans, right, at the end of the day, and that's all I wanted to say. So, yeah, it's been a great time. Love being here, as always.
Well put, Noof. I appreciate everyone here. Thank you guys in the community. You guys have been really great. All the support and stuff like that. I get a lot of good messages from you guys. A couple bad ones, but mostly, honestly, the good ones outweigh the bad by a lot. You guys have been super supportive of everything, MNC, this BGST, all that kind of good stuff. So thank you guys so much. Have a fantastic evening, and we'll catch you guys next week. Be good to each other, and we'll have a good week, man. I got a feeling there's some good things coming. Rack them up later.